All right, what's up, guys? Welcome into the Nerding Out podcast, where we go over one anime, one game, and some other nerding stuff. Maybe some news, maybe a pondering topic. We will talk about it in depth. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay. Smokes broccoli.
All right, welcome back,
Does he?
everyone.
Excuse me? I just-
Welcome back.
Excuse me?
So we're gonna do our intros. So you guys know the deal. For those of you that don't, it's plug your socials, any announcements you got coming up, and your name, socials, any announcements, and then who said the intro question? I forgot it.
Favorite flavored popcorn.
Favorite flavored popcorn. All right.
Lemon lime.
I'm Squall Rush, gamer, podcaster, anime enthusiast, all that nerdy stuff. I got the Linktree/Squall Rush. If you want to follow my other platforms, please do. I'm a shit ton of platforms. And then announcements. I did drop a sparking video between me and DT Dub yesterday, and then the deck I made Master Ball with was posted on YouTube and Rumble today. It was like on auto post. I uploaded it to YouTube and Rumble like 2 days ago, maybe yesterday morning. I can't remember when, but then I set it for today, probably like an hour ago. So that's posted. If you are on Pokemon TCG Pocket and you need a decent deck to hopefully push you past the edge to get into Master Ball, the deck I used has been posted, so check that out. And let's see, no real other announcements. I do have some other decks that I'm working, cooking, and brewing and stuff, and then I'll be posting some decks online about that. So check those out. And favorite flavored popcorn, mine has got to be white cheddar, especially in the movie theaters when you get the white cheddar salt. Pour that shit on there, fire, bro, fucking fire. All right, from my point of view, it looks like Hunter, Brock, Seven Ninja, Dionysus, then Blaine. Go ahead, take it away, Hunter.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Nerding Out podcast. I am Hunter, aka Secret Code Sauce. You can find me on TikTok at Hunter on Tick, but it's just a personal account. I don't expect any frequent content or anything like that. With that being said, the other places you can find me are on this podcast or Squall. Squall is the chef. Ninja brings the ingredients. Brock brings the seasonings. And I am the sauce of this podcast. I bring it all home. My favorite flavored popcorn. I just had this shit earlier. There's a fucking Doritos flavored popcorn. Y'all gotta try this shit. It's so fucking immaculate. Go ahead, Brock.
All right. Here is where you can find me if Squall has it pulled up real quick.
Yeah.
Brockstrap55 on Rumble, on YouTube. Dabble on Facebook a little bit and on Twitch, but I don't really stream a whole lot there. So anyway, as far as announcements, just going through my Pokemon Sun Nuzlocke challenge and also posting old Soul Links that Squall and I do together. And go check his channel out on Thursdays, and we're going through Black and White right now, so that's pretty fun. As far as favorite popcorn flavor, I gotta go with caramel, man. I gotta go with caramel.
Alright.
I can.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say I can go through like a whole bag in one night, no problem. Like it's just in the mouth, it's gone. Destroy that thing. I got it.
Gotcha. Alright, it's 7Ninja7. You can find me on Rumble, Game Joy, and MeWe. She leads you right back to my Rumble channel, 7Ninja7. I'm a ninja connoisseur, anime connoisseur. I like all things not yaoi or yuri, so you'll probably catch me reviewing some things like that. The most recent, I did a solo review on Devil May Cry. We're going to be talking about it with the boys, so I hope you guys are going to enjoy that. And a question that will come up later on in the podcast as well. I talked about that originally, but now the boys are going to talk about it. Regardless, I'm going to give it over to favorite flavor of popcorn. I'm going to be real. Everything you guys talked about, I enjoyed them, but nothing beats going to the movie theater and getting a bowl of buttered popcorn. Nothing beats it. All right, Diane, I think you're next.
Hello, everyone. I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late. I am Dionysus. You can catch me on in the middle of the witching hour at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night when crackheads are usually asleep. I appreciate joining the podcast for the first time. Hopefully it won't be the last. Or I get R. Kelly'd. And yeah, you can catch me on Rumble. And my favorite popcorn is lemon lime. Yeah.
Liar.
I get it.
Liar.
I understand.
All right, Ghost Hunter.
All right. I'm Ghost Hunter, aka Blaine, Hunter's very younger and more attractive brother.
Less attractive.
Hey, let's go.
Oh, and my favorite popcorn, I'm not gonna lie, when we had a mall, they had this place called Mackenzie's, and you can get like ice cream and popcorn. They had rainbow popcorn, and I fucked that shit up every time. I miss it. Multicolored popcorn, my favorite one. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Well, that's their intros, everyone's intros. For everyone out there watching right now or in the future, please check them out. Hit them with some follows. Thank you. All right. Without further ado, let's get into the anime segment. Alright, welcome back, everyone.
The Demon King Sparta. Sparta was a great general in the demon army, and the leader of the demon army was Mundus. He was a big bad demon. Then Sparta, being a simp for humans.
Wait, hang on. We gotta give an intro to the anime first. So, nah, you're good. So the anime we're gonna be talking about today is Devil May Cry. For anyone who hasn't seen the anime, it's based off the video game, and people who don't know the video game, it's basically about a guy named Dante. He is half demon, half human, living in the human world, fighting against demons. Depending on what game you're playing, it's 3 and onward. He's just kind of like a demon hunter for hire. And prior, I'm not really sure. He might be still a demon hunter for hire. And the anime kind of picks off from this story that he's kind of a demon hunter for hire. And then there's like more backstory and everything that we may spoil throughout the podcast. So be warned. Alright. So for this one, we're gonna start with the guys who haven't played the games first. And I believe I can't remember who that was.
Just me and Brock.
So, you and
So we
Brock?
can actually just go in
Ninja.
order.
Okay.
Oh,
All
me and
right.
Ninja, my bad.
All right, take it away, Hunter.
Go and start.
Okay, so I'm going first. Cool deal. All right. The anime out of all the animes that y'all have made me watch for this podcast, I can honestly say this is one of the best, for sure. This is definitely better than what I've seen from Naruto and One Piece and Bleach so far. I was 4 episodes in and I had to call my little brother Blaine and say, this anime is better than Bleach, for sure. Getting to episode 5 on both of these anime, I would choose Devil May Cry every time. Also, they really fucking suck at writing this shit. They got some dumb little things in the show that really just irk the fuck out of me, that don't make any sense and are really shouldn't be there. Like it was like they went out of their way to be this stupid. A very clear example is in the first episode, the rabbit guy. He hires this group of thieves to go break into a fucking museum and take some shit. All right. And then he shows up during the heist. I've seen the powers that this dude wields. He didn't need to hire anybody to get in there. He snuck in there on his own regardless. And not to mention, when he chopped off the first dude's head, his head rolls away, the night vision goggles turn themselves off. Doesn't make any fucking sense. It was really stupid, aggravated the hell out of me. Then later on, we see the vice president of the United States showing camera footage from those night vision goggles. And it shows the whole fight, even though we know that they shut themselves off. But that was the first sign that I knew that this anime was going to have dumb little stupid things that didn't make sense. And it was full of little shit like that. But the action was pretty good. The Strike Force Delta team, whatever, Darkcom, they were pretty fucking lame. Their uniforms are ugly as hell. They all looked and acted really fucking aggravating. I hated every one of them, especially that top shot girl with the 2 different colored eyes, which is usually sexy when a girl has 2 different colored eyes. I went to a school with a chick that had 2 different colored eyes, and I flirted with her a lot. Now, Dante himself, best anime character ever written. I mean, you could not have done better. He's cocky, he's arrogant, he's fucking awesome. People are like, how do you have those powers if you not have demon? And he's like, because I'm awesome. Dude, it's like they wrote Hunter Bro in an anime. I mean, they could not have done better. It was amazing. The opening the intro for the show, the theme song, fucking Limp Bizkit. I mean, come on, dude. How the fuck could you have done better with that? It was absolutely amazing. The action was awesome. The storyline was, and it was good. It was better than average, especially compared to most anime. I'll give it out of 10 a 7.5. The action, fucking at least a 9. The world building, I gotta go with a little more average. I'm going with like a 5, maybe even a 4.5 on the world building. I mean, they didn't get creative at all with the world building. They did not think hard for the world that they were writing in. That's for damn sure. And like I said, I've only made it to episode 8, which is the last episode out, and I did skip episodes 6 and most of 5. So overall, right now, I'm giving it a 9.
Alright.
That rating conflicts with everything you've said. But you know what? Whatever.
But I'm done.
Oh, I
Brock,
might-
I think it's you.
That's done. All right. So it was fun to watch. I only made it to 6. There's a few of the problems that Hunter pointed out. I had the same issue. World building, it seemed like a lot of the anime really just assumed that you would know something about it, or like expects you to fill in blanks on context without really knowing anything going on. Dante, the character himself, is cool, but something I always like about a lot of animes is like some kind of character development or some kind of growth. When you're just a badass guy who's kind of cool all of the time, there's really nowhere else to go for that kind of character. And some other animes make that kind of work, like One Punch Man or a few others out there, right? But they always make up for that kind of like with other side characters, right? And outside of I think that other bounty hunter girl with the short black hair, and then you had that kind of longer, his old ex-partner or whatever with the long blonde hair. Like, I didn't really see anybody besides those two, and they were both themselves kind of badass too. So like, but yeah, from episode to episode, and again, I didn't watch 7 or 8, so I don't know if like there was any continued context of anything, but they just all kind of seemed like one-off side episodes from each other. Like, I can watch this episode without having to watch the last one to just enjoy it for what it was, which is fine. I always enjoy those kind of things too. I watch something like the Adventures of a House Husband or something, right? Like the none of those
Mafia guy?
Yeah, the Mafia guy.
I gotta
Like,
watch
none of those episodes really had anything to do with the last one, right? They were all like just standalone episodes, and sometimes that's all right. I enjoy those too. But yeah, the choreograph was good. All the fight scenes were good. It's kind of like when we were talking about Supercube. There's lots of good standalone things about an anime that can make it kind of fun, but like if it has only 2 out of like 4 things to stand on, I don't know. It's kind of a wash for me. So I did enjoy it. I did enjoy watching it. I don't feel like I wasted my time necessarily, but if I didn't watch it for this podcast and I got to the 3rd episode and like it's just kind of more of the same, right? Two of the things I did really like about it, the continued joke of him being in like just super amounts of debt, that was always kind of funny. And then I did like the episode where the guy from the diner, right, the blonde hair guy, was always like, "Oh, look at him! Like, he's crazy. Don't fall for a guy like it." Like, and then just following him around the whole episode and just kind of, I don't know. It was just kind of a funny episode to me. But yeah, I don't know. I'd probably give it like a 5 out of 10. Not great, but not crap either. You know, just down the middle.
All right.
Okay.
Seven Ninja.
All right. Get that out of here. Anyway, so I'll say 100%. I enjoyed the anime. I feel like Dante feels like himself, but I get this idea that this is an early stage Dante. I'm also getting the impression that like in every Devil May Cry game, he keeps his weapons at least until the next game, right? But with this one, like, it doesn't seem like he's going to keep any of his weapons. He's going to keep his 2, I'm guessing the Berettas, and his
backwards.
It's not the Spartus. It's not the Sparta sword, but he's got a sword on his back. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, I feel like he's not going to really keep any of the weapons because he fights some of the bosses that I think are in 3 and 4 in this anime as well. They kind of go down pretty easily to some degree. Seeing Lady in a different way was kind of strange, but at the same time, for context, Lady is the chick with the 2 colored eyes. So and he calls her Lady. Mary, Lady. You know, I'm going with Lady.
Yeah.
So seeing like
Mary.
some of the characters, I think Brock mentioned Trish. I was like, Trish is in the anime? What did I miss?
Yep.
I must. Do you remember what episode that was? Because I have.
I think it was episode like 5.
Trish was the. Oh my god, what the fuck?
The long blonde-haired girl, right?
Oh no, not her.
Is
It was
You mean his mom? You mean his mom?
no, not Trish.
yeah, it's whoever he had the picture of on his desk.
Oh,
Yeah, that should be
the girl that reminded him of his mom.
I was in Air Force 2 whenever the plane blew up when he was fighting the red and blue dudes.
Yeah, he was.
He said it was his.
Oh, I know. what
He
you're
referred
talking
to her
about.
as the ex-partner, like the business partner.
Okay.
He saved her first.
Anyway.
He made sure of that.
Anyway, but I love the action. I think the action's pretty good. Story-wise, I'm not upset about it. I realized they weren't gonna follow the exact lore of the game, the exact story of the game, and I think that's fine. The thing is that Dante feels kind of weak in comparison to what I'm used to seeing, and so it was kind of like they saved it with the fact that he's a new demon hunter in comparison to like the games, but at the same time, even in the first 2 games, he was still pretty strong, pretty crazy. I don't think the Dante of the games would have got knocked out by Mary or Lady. I don't think that would have happened. Squall, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that would have happened. But for what it was, what the story was trying to tell us, I would say that I liked it and I understood it well enough to say that it was pretty good. So for me, it's not a 7. It's probably a 7.9.
7.5.
9.
Oh, nice.
I think you're forgetting the fun factor of just watching it.
I mean, it was good. Don't get it twisted. But we'll talk about other stuff later.
All right, Dionysus.
Yeah, we'll go.
I think the show was pretty good. Okay, hear me out. Lady, they focused too much on Lady. Okay, let's see. Should I start off with my good points? My bad. Okay, so Dante. The way they made Dante is not Dante. They made Nero. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100%.
If that makes sense. He's more human than demon, even though Dante is more demon. Like, you get me? They made Nero, which is fine. I think that's fine because, hear me out, if the games, following the exact story of the games and introducing him new, I can understand the viewpoint, but I don't like how they focus too much on Lady.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't mind her new design because I remember her from the games, right? She just doesn't have his biggest tits, but really, they just animate her up like they did Dante. And I think the backstory of like a demon hunting organization is kind of cool. But like Seven Ninja said, they made Dante a little too weak for my liking. And am I allowed to go into like the deep part of it?
Yeah, go for it.
Maybe save that after. Maybe say that after like Ghosts.
After the initial thoughts, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So I like the new villain because I think when you do an adaptation, you shouldn't follow for word something. You get me? You should throw your own spin on it. I think introducing a character, it was just too focused on Lady. You get me? Which is what you expect from like the writers. But I think if it was just a random guy and Lady wasn't a part of that, I think that would have been way better. Just a new guy. You get me? Let's have young Dante fight a random guy. He's starting out. He doesn't have any understanding of his devil powers. But Lady, I think just introducing Lady too much ruined it. And if she was less on screen, I think that would have just boosted the show, sadly. And more Dante.
Yeah, completely agree.
Because the whole story revolved around her.
Pretty much.
Like,
Yeah, that was
It-
really aggravating.
but I think that's like the only issue I really have. Like, the truth is, if they would have said it was like a ladies, like Devil May Cry production of Lady, and did that, I think that would have been even a better. You get me? Because we have Dante,
Mhm.
and think about it. If they would have advertised it differently, and we thought it was more Lady,
100%.
we would have liked it way more than like I think the general audience perceived it.
Are you saying like they did with the Cyberpunk anime?
That was just pretty. I'm gonna be real with you, my nigga. That was just a pretty shit. Okay, bro. I was fucked up for that one. That was good. He was I remember him just saying I'm built different all the time, and that was enough for me. I mean, I remember it. I think the girl was okay. Okay, so the girl, you brought that up, is going to be in Guilty Gear, the fighting game. I think that's stupid. Why wouldn't I want the guy? So I do think they focused on the. I don't
Wrong
know
character.
who they made that. I don't know who is. They made action anime expecting us to like really like go be connected with Lady and just like Cyberpunk that girl, right?
Mhm.
But that's not how that works. And I think that's like the issue. I think it was just bad advertising and too much Lady. I think either they should have just called it the Lady Show and we would have been more happy seeing Dante in it, or just had less of her. And maybe, I don't know, man, because the whole story revolves around her, man. So if you take her away, you got like how many episodes?
I think there's 12 out now.
So no, I mean,
No,
No,
was eight.
eight.
like think about it. If you
Yeah,
cut
eight.
Lady out of,
If you cut
every
all of her
episode-
parts out, you could probably have like 3 whole episodes. He's right. The whole show
Pretty much.
revolves around Lady.
and that's what I'm trying to say. I know that it's the general like thesis of it. If they would have called it the Lady Show, we would have been fucking ecstatic for Dante all the time.
Crunchyroll was showing me 12.
But
That's
they
the old one. That's the one that came out in 2007. There's 2
That's a
different
good
Devil
one.
May Cry animes.
that's the good one where the Sparta's like apprentice challenges Dante.
Did I actually watch the wrong one then?
No, wait, huh?
No.
Netflix
It's
one?
highly possible, yeah.
No, I watched
What?
the
Yeah,
Crunchyroll
because I
one.
almost watched the wrong one.
Aren't you?
Wait,
It-
it's on Crunchyroll?
Wait, it's on Crunch. Bro, you're fucking with me. No. Let me.
Watching
I'm
the
gonna look
wrong
this up
one.
right now because
I
like,
watched the
it's
I
only on
watched the
Netflix.
wrong
Dude.
one.
You watched the wrong one.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I almost did the same
Yeah.
thing. Brock,
No,
I was
come on.
talking to you about that this morning, Brock. Me and Brock were playing Marvel Rivals this morning, and I looked it up, and I was like, which one is it? Is it the one that came out in 2007?
Because the one I was
that
watching
came out in
initially, I thought it had 8
2025?
episodes.
And Brock was like, it just came out. Watch the one that came
Bro,
out in
I'll be real with you.
2025.
Yeah, you watched the wrong one because it doesn't even. Man, you watched the good one.
What?
When he said Trish,
I watched the good one and I still
like,
gave it a 5.
Oh God! I was wondering because I remember Dante saving the blonde lady, and she reminded him of his mom and shit. But they never named that chick. There was no picture of her on no desk, like Brockstrap said.
Dang, I'm sorry,
Got
guys.
us. He about got us.
All right, Ghost Hunter.
Okay.
Sorry, Don. I
All right.
think we cut you off.
Yeah, is
You're
he
chill,
done?
dude. I'm chill. I mean, I can stop talking.
So
You can keep going if you have any more to say about it for the initial part.
Nah, I'll chill. Ghost Hunter.
okay, for one, y'all hating on my girl Lady too much. I had to put that out there. They did do it wrong though, by making her try to be like this, but whatever. 2, now I really like the anime and about it being like when Dante first started. But another thing, because I deep dived into the production, like the story of it, it's in a different universe than the game is. Like how just the Devil DMC game is like Dante looking different. It's in a different universe. That's why we have a weaker Dante, newer villains, different backstory for fucking Lady, all that. And we learned new Lady's backstory. Fucks with it. Honestly. But they did do Dante bad by making him super weak, in my opinion. Fuck. But other than that, it had great comedy, great fighting. Again, y'all are hating on Lady way too much. Again, they made him so fucking weak. The shit pissed me off. And America, really like that. That's really all I gotta say. I really enjoyed it, and I'm waiting for them to animate more and it be better than that one. So I don't really have a lot to say about it without bringing anything up from the game or like going deep dive into people's backstories, because we're doing just a light cover, I feel like, with how everyone explains stuff.
No, this is just our initial thoughts.
Yeah,
That's
so I'm not trying to like deep dive into anything.
definitely not the one I watched.
Damn. Yeah, you watched the one that was like he was hunting a different demon every episode.
Yep.
I didn't fully watch that one, but I did start it, and it is really good, and it reminds me of OG Dante. Like when he first started Devil May Cry.
Yeah, he was more relaxed and chill. Then Devil May
Yeah.
Cry 3, they changed his persona, made him all wild and
Yeah.
crazy.
That's when I forgot how the order goes, but I think it's 3, 1, 2, then 5, because 4 is that just DMC thing. So 5 is the fourth game.
Star Wars
But, no,
disease.
about that.
No,
Enough about that.
well, 5 is after 4 because Nero's older and everything.
Yeah, but they have just DMC. Like they abbreviated it, and it's also set in a different universe.
But I don't count
They
that.
changed the
as part
character
of, like,
designs.
I don't count that as part of like the main one, like because like there's
Oh
Devil
hell
May
no!
Cry 4, Devil May Cry 5, and then DMC is in there just randomly.
Yeah, it's not part of it. I haven't even played it.
I liked it.
I don't remember there
Is
being
that
a
the
fourth
reboot
one
when he
though.
had black hair or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah. But cause like I bought the a while back when I had disc, before I got a new gen, I bought the collection, and it only had the 3, and I didn't see a 4th one. So I did not play the 4th one. I played 1 through 3, and I'm in the middle of playing 5.
Mhm.
But yeah. Without deep diving into anything, its comedy was great,
Animation.
fighting was great, animation was great. Limp Bizkit, that shit had me hyped. And I
Is
rated
it just one of those days?
I rated an 8.3.
Dionysus, I think we missed your rating for the anime.
Give it 3 cocaine lines out of 5.
Nice.
So a 6 out of 10.
So like an overdose for a newcomer.
It's
Yes,
it's
that's not
not.
fraction doubles.
But if they're weak, but like we honestly, I mean, why would you want a guy who overdoses at the party? You throw him in the cold rack.
Exactly.
Throw him in the
Okay,
cold rack.
if he's new to cocaine and he hits 3 lines, you that's kind of on you.
He was never meant to live anyway. It's called survival of the fittest, champ.
You wouldn't depending on how the lines are.
Let's move.
There's a high
let's
chance
move,
you're
let's
not gonna
move.
OD.
We're on YouTube.
Rather do
guys.
Tide
We're on
Pods.
Oh,
I'd rather be
Turn this off here.
I give it 2.
We got-
I give it 3 Oreo cookies out of 5 cake sticks.
Alright.
Pictures of
Alright.
garbage.
Alright, so I thought the anime was pretty good. For a guy who's played the games, like some of the things, it was like kind of nice how they, like, I was wondering how they were gonna make the anime, cause like with the games, it's very level driven. like go through this level and defeat the boss at the end type of game. I was kind of wondering how they would turn that into a show. And basically, I think this anime definitely expects you to have played the games or have some knowledge of the games by how fast they went through all the world building and everything. Like they expect you to know like Dante and his whole backstory, that he's half demon from the get-go. They expect you to know that he's got like Sparta as his dad. Spoilers. And basically this amulet he has is something given by his mom. Like a lot of stuff that has been in the games before. I definitely could see like Dionysus' reasoning on like the whole fuck, I lost it. Oh yeah, it's more Nero than Dante. They even used Nero's voice actor instead of like Dante's voice actor, which I thought was a pretty nice touch, because he's like one of my favorite voice actors. He voiced Ichigo from Bleach. He voiced the dude from Trigun. He voiced like a lot of good people that like I think he's a pretty good voice actor. I was pleasantly shocked and surprised by it. What's it called? But other than that, it was kind of weird that they decided to make Lady. I mean, I don't think it was weird that they decided to make Lady Dante's counterpart and Buddy out throughout the story, because Lady was in like the Devil May Cry 3, which is canonically or chronologically the first Devil May Cry. So that in that regard it does make sense. And it was. But I agree with Blaine there that they did her wrong, bro. Because like in the game, she's way more badder. Like, what the fuck did they do with her hair there? Other than that, I don't remember seeing Trish. I do remember seeing Lucia from Devil May Cry 2 in one of the first couple of episodes. Like when the government was capturing like all the demon hunters. Like Lucia was captured and then she made a little cameo. I thought she was gonna be more involved in the story after that, but they just completely disregarded her. I'm assuming she's gonna make a comeback in future seasons, because this anime very heavily implies it's not finished. Like especially at the end, they left it on a big, huge cliffhanger, and I'm ready for like season 2. I know there's like not much character development, but they actually did have some character development in Enzo, which I was not expecting. He said, "See, I told you I'd take a blade for you, Dante." And I was like, "Damn, bro, that part actually kind of shook me a little bit, like left me a little speechless." Not gonna lie. That part was a nice touch that I wasn't expecting. So it was cool, and it kind of does make sense because Enzo was in there pretty often. Like he was. I thought at first he was just gonna be some dumb side character, like finished within the first couple episodes.
Wait, who's Enzo?
Enzo was the short blonde
Yellow-haired
guy, the chubby
So,
guy.
can I give you some backstory to
Isn't it
Enzo? So,
too-
Enzo is the contractor, but if you look in the games of Bayonetta, he's Bayonetta's main contact, sharing the same universe as Devil May Cry.
Oh, that does make sense, because I know like I was really hyped about the game Bayonetta, and when I showed like my cousin and my uncle, they're like, "This is Devil May Cry." I'm like, "It is?"
So, if you see the guy Enzo in Bayonetta are the same Enzo. Well, like different. You know what I mean.
Okay.
Oh shit, I didn't know
I
that.
liked him. I was
And-
jumping out of my seat whenever he saved Dante when he jumped in
And-
front of that blade.
And this might be spoilers, but this is just I hope this is not too spoily. Enzo's boss is, I believe, Donovan, or it starts with a D, and he's like a high-ranking demon in Inferno.
Oh.
So
Mhm.
he's probably gonna bring back Enzo, because if this is early Devil May Cry, Bayonetta is probably way later in Dante's future, right? Or if not happening in the same time.
Okay. I can see
And how
that.
would Dante get his demon contacts unless they are against the government?
Pretty cool. Oh, that's definitely
Bayonetta is
spoilers for
strictly
me.
a Nintendo.
Yes, Bayonetta is on Nintendo as well.
Bro, just
Okay.
imagine if they would have, like, no lady, but, like, let's say they had a cameo from Bayonetta and she was just doing some shit.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty dope.
He would have been nerfed into the ground like Dante. Undeniably so.
I mean, they would have nerfed. They have to nerf. She and Dante are probably, I don't want to say equal, but near strength canonically in the video games.
Mhm.
Hmm. There's one part I
So-
didn't
Can
really
Dante
understand.
move fast enough to beat her time stop? Or time slow?
Well, he can. Dante can live in like stop time or like fight and stop time. It's just, he just doesn't do it. He just
Yeah.
doesn't. I mean, he just doesn't. Which is, I would stop time so much.
There's one thing I didn't
So
really
then-
understand. There was like a part where Dante was chasing the White Rabbit. He was fighting those 4 demons, like while chasing them on a motorcycle. It was before he went like into his Devil Trigger mode, and he was basically whooping all of them while chasing down the White Rabbit. And the White Rabbit's like, "Come on, a little more, a little more." He was trying to get him to turn into his Devil Trigger mode, and like he whooped all of them basically until like the thing blew up inside his neck because he got too far. And then once he wakes up and he's like in the airplane and it's just those 2 demons, he gets kind of whooped by just those 2 demons all of a sudden.
So this is like,
Right.
I know that might be minusing, but hole in, you got your hole in the neck, probably regen, getting used to the devil power still.
but he wasn't
He's
in his
probably-
devil
Yes, and
mode.
he wasn't using them during that.
Because then his whole
His
neck,
body was probably exhausted. His body was probably exhausted from that bomb.
So, like-
blow up. Like,
in your neck, like that's
Really?
cutting off like he has, like, think about like reconnecting your head. Like if you do that to a vampire, zombie, or werewolf, they're dead, right?
Yeah, but you got to remember, like in the show before that fight started, he healed all, even of his external wounds. So everything internal was definitely good.
You know what?
It was just his skin that was still healing,
You know
and
what?
then that was all healed before. All
I'm
of
gonna
that.
say this on just that part. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. If you blow up like the spinal cord to the neck and his nerves has to reconnect to his brain, probably still like reconnecting, even if it's been a few minutes.
I can see that.
Like
he's
think about it.
also,
How long
he's
would he
also
out?
free.
I was just going more with, because the fighting is very inconsistent when it comes to powers and how strong characters really are in this show. I seen regular humans, no different than me or you, just in a better shape because they're fucking special forces, get thrown through a concrete wall. None of us could do that. None of us would go through. Our bodies would splatter through it. Things like that. There's a lot of inconsistencies when it comes to that. I think the animators, they aren't really all that good when it comes to physics and shit. I think they just wanted to make cool looking stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, for story purposes, I could see why
Dante
they
has
did
always
that.
been overpowered, though. That's what I'm saying. There's no way to like really do, like, imagine all the stuff he fights. Like, and like, I'm even thinking about Bayonetta. They fight gods like twice every game. Like Christian God. So I'm just like,
For plot purposes, I could
Yeah.
see why they made him like all of a sudden weak, like where he couldn't defeat those 2 guys after beating the shit out of them the episode prior. Like they needed to get him to Devil Trigger mode. That's the only reason why. But it just needed a little bit more like reasoning why he couldn't beat them, to me, in my opinion.
I think they should have maybe,
I feel like it's
if they
I
would have
feel
added
it's like
those
a
guys in that
positional
fight,
situation.
like the 2
like,
brothers. Plus
he's-
oh, sorry, go.
So my headcanon on why Dante was getting beat up on the plane is simply this: we're seeing him. He's kind of still in peak condition, traveling on the road with his bike. He does so many like dramatic things with his bike and his weapons. He beats them up quite easily. Then, once he gets too far out, you know, he's you can kind of see a little bit of redness with his eyes, but it's nothing serious. Once he gets too far out, the bomb explodes. Now his body is very exhausted. It's got to regenerate. It might have regenerated enough for him to survive, but he's not going to be back at peak strength yet. So now they're able to beat him up a little bit. He's also in a positional disadvantage, and he's also a kind of a hero character, so he's not trying to get the others hurt. And so in this situation, Dante's like, all right, I'll just take the beating. It's only when he's able to get free and he's in midair does he decide to pop the devil trigger, and that also is because his body is stressed, but it's strong enough to go into that state, which is why he would only be able to do it in a situation where he has to do it. That moment when I think, was it Brock or Cold Sauce said his mom said he's got to lock in, is when he locks in. That's when he's able to come into that state of the devil trigger. So he got pushed because his body was stressed. But
right.
Yeah, it was after.
Probably wasn't me because I didn't watch the right one.
Yeah. But yeah, he got pushed because of his body being stressed and he having to act in the moment. It makes sense to me to some degree. But then again, he doesn't know. It'd be one thing if he did know, or at least knew he was a demon, but he doesn't know. So I see it.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with you and Dionysus on his body still recuperating. But for me, I mean, like Squall said, before he ever had the devil trigger, we was fucking on top of these dudes. But we saw right in the beginning of that fight, the moment he broke out of those restraints, a fireball comes at him and he starts getting a flashback from whenever his family got killed and shit. And even the fire guy said that the rabbit dude predicted that he not that he would have a flashback, but he said something to the effect of him not being able to save people. He said the rabbit guy told him that. So like, it's shitty writing, but I can see how the flashback of trauma would cloud his, thoughts and like be able to fight. And I saw that that's what they were going for. But like Squall Rush said, the whole time he was still in restraints, in my head, I'm like, these dudes are fodder for this guy. This guy, they're nothing to Dante. And then he just starts struggling internally. So yeah, I mean, I can definitely see the trauma flashbacks taken away from his focus, and then and the revelation of him being Sparta's son all in that moment was a lot to take in before he kind of couldn't lock in, like Ninja said. And then, when it was too late when he already did.
So I got a question for you guys. The doctor, and I can't really say it, but I gotta say it anyway. The doctor that we see for the Darkcom, is that the same guy as the one when Dante is having that Shakespearean event? Do you know what I'm talking about? Ghost, do you know what, Dion? He's having a Shakespearean event with him. He's acting, he's being dramatic. I'm talking about the games right now. And this guy's studying to be a demon. This guy's studying how to get the demon power.
Yeah.
Let me because I really want to know if that guy is the same guy. And then also, for those who have seen the rabbit unmasked, I'm wondering, is it the doctor or that guy that is the equivalent to the guy I'm talking about? I'll post it inside of the message.
So I think it's just a new character. Like, I don't think it's equivalent. I think the new bad guy is just like poor lady. You get me?
Yeah, Dionysus is right. His backstory is only tied to the
and like,
special
I'm not trying to like diminish that point, but like, you're talking about the doctor. I know what you're talking about, but I don't believe it's a counterpart. I don't think they redid him for that. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
I think
I got you.
since Lady was it was a lady show, they made a character around Lady, right? Which before we knew who the White Rabbit was, I thought it was Virgil, because obviously, you know, oh, you're trying to turn him into demon mode, right? That's something Virgil will do. But no, not Virgil, which was a good plot twist in my opinion, for those who think they know Devil May Cry.
I wanted to bring this up. The unmasking of the rabbit guy. The moment I saw his face, the first thought I had, and y'all let me know if y'all thought this too. Before he started talking, just when I saw his face and his fucking long black hair, I wasn't surprised, because when we saw him messing with his thing, I was like, that dude's a human. That dude is not, like, that's skin. That's just raw skin on the back of that. But when I saw his face, I was like, it's fucking Dracula. And then immediately they threw that fucking cool shit away and they were like, no, I'm just some random fucking guy that used to work for Lady. Like, I was so disappointed in this, dude.
I think them making the demon refugees was so weird, dude. Like, why am I'm not trying to sympathize. Like, where is this bullshit coming from? I don't want to sympathize. I want to injustly murder something that's evil. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Linear writing.
A couple episodes.
It's bad writing, dude. It's bad writing.
Yeah.
The guy, the human in the White Rabbit suit, he was like an orphan who kept switching around. Not because he was a bad kid, it was because the families were bad and kept abusing him, or like have like bully other siblings that kept fucking with him, and like the parents kept taking their sides. And then eventually he finds like a portal to the demon world, and he has like a Alice in Wonderland book, and like he thought it was like Alice in Wonderland portal, so he goes in and ends up being to the demon world. And he ends up making a family and a home with like the lesser demons, the Makai or whatever they're called. And then so he tries to like one of the younger Makais died, and like he tries to create this device that brings them back to the human world, and so he can get them to some safety, because like the weaker Makai, they're under like severe like oppression as well against the stronger demons, you know. Like the stronger demons, it's like a dog eat dog world out there. They're just, everyone's killing anything. Like the weaker ones are just kind of like building like their own safety in society. And then so he tries to bring them over to the human world to bring them to like safety away from the bigger demons. And then one day, like bringing them over, like he runs into like Lady is like taking down like a demon, I think, like a huge demon. And then like they accidentally transfer into like their little fight area, and like they're like Lady and her crew see just like some demons. They're like, oh hell no, who the hell are you guys? And then like the portal's still open right behind them, and then a big demon comes out and like just its head. And then like while he's trying to explain, yo, we're good, the big demon comes in, like, no, you're not. And then just like they just start mowing down everybody. So like so it's like a huge misunderstanding, and he gets like this huge hatred for like Lady and her crew because of that little moment.
I felt like that was explained pretty well.
Dante was just
I
there.
think that was pretty explained well. Yeah, 100%.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. That was the misdirection that, like, you know, like it bro, I'm telling you, and people would have been happy with this, bro, if they would have just marketed differently.
It was good. What's up?
Cold sauce, your mic's muted.
My nah.
No. He's saying hot.
Oh, cold sauces.
What's up? What's up,
You know, also, like, they didn't meet for the first time during that portal or whatever. They were like childhood friends a little bit, him and Lady were, before he went missing to the other dimension. You didn't say anything about that, so I didn't know if you left it out or forgot. They were
She
childhood
approaches
friends.
the door but doesn't go through.
Yeah, she was. They would demon hunt or whatever, and he would be the demon, and she would be. So it kind of, from when it was explaining their backstories, it perfectly fits to how they ended up being to their current time part. But I don't think they realized who they were to each other when they were older. But that's how they were when they were younger.
The
I'll
rabbit
just point
definitely
that out.
knew in the anime.
That was the
Knew the
same
entire
guy.
time.
The little kid
Yeah.
that she would take the Nerf gun with.
The little
that's the
blonde
rabbit.
dude.
Yeah, after her dad went crazy and turned into a demon. Yeah.
Yeah, like once her dad turned into a demon and everything like that, trying to figure out some shit. You know, he ended up leaving, and then
That
she
must
got
have been in
all.
episode 6.
Then they all got.
I think that's like 5.
I think that was. I thought
'Cause
that was
she,
different kids that whole time.
No, because she ended up becoming an orphan because, you know, dad killed mom and then dad died. So, him being an orphan, they met each other and then they would demon hunt. She was the hunter, he was the demon. Then he ends up going to the demon hell, basically, and then does his stuff, goes missing. Then they grow up, she becomes an actual demon hunter. He becomes a wannabe demon, having to use demon blood and stuff like that. And yeah.
Ah,
That's
I-
That doesn't
shit.
make sense. Because when he took his mask off and she started having flashbacks, she saw the flashback of him. He was in the uniform that she wears, that her team wears. And that demon bit him and grabbed him like out of a building.
That's a
Ah.
different, like that's a future moment. That's a they had a flashback giving us an idea of how they both grew up differently. But
Yeah.
what you're remembering is when he comes out of the demon world with those people, and that big demon eats a group of those small demons.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, she has flashbacks of when that portal comes out and that big dog thing eats, like, kills half her team or whatever, and he goes back into
Right.
the portal. But they grew up as orphans together. They had a little time there where she was a demon hunter and he was the demon, and that's how they played pretend till it actually became true.
Yeah.
You should have skipped 2 episodes.
That's good. That's
didn't have
that's
a
good
choice.
foreshadowing.
I
I
wasn't
need to go back
planning
and
on
watch
coming
that part.
over here.
That's great foreshadowing. I need to go back and watch that part. But I
How did you
Yeah,
guys
no,
feel
in
about
fact,
Kevin Conroy?
Well, hold on.
Wait,
Let me
wait.
finish on this rabbit guy. The
Okay.
rabbit guy, once he revealed that he is actually a human, a whole lot of his character didn't make any sense to me at all. And some of it I can justify. Like, whenever he got the 2 pieces of the amulet, immediately he used fucking magic powers to put them together. If this fucking dude's a human, how can he do that? Well, I can answer that by saying he uses demon blood with that device and pumps demon blood into his heart.
Mhm.
Like his motivations, everything, even Lady called him out on it in the show. None of what he's doing makes any fucking sense. And it's like he's got 2 different sides to him, and they're both making decisions. Everything's erratic and ridiculous and retarded like a rabbit.
Well, I mean, she
Well,
said it's way
this
too
is,
human. His passion or something is way too human. But I do agree. Like I should have known he was a human from the start, because like when he was first revealed, like the first time he was shown in episode 1, I was like, a demon rabbit? I don't think I've ever seen this type of demon in Devil May Cry. This is new, you know. Like usually they're bigger, more evil, like horrific looking or something, you know. I was like, this dude's a little too tame to be a demon in my
Or even in the show, none of the other demons you'll see with like fur.
Go ahead.
I gotta say
but
that
like I said,
his
for
fit
me
was
it was
clean.
whenever. Oh, stop it! That was I completely
You know what?
disagree. I was
You know
hating
what,
on
please?
his fit the whole show. The whole show was
You
hating
know what,
on
please?
his fit.
All right, guys.
I wanna know how to get it
about to
face,
pass
though.
out. Thank y'all for having me. About
All
to head out. All right.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate you
Dionysus,
coming
for
by,
joining.
dude.
Shout out your platforms one last time before you dip.
I'm on Rumble, Dionysus 5 US. I uploaded all 7 of the Land Before Time movies to Pornhub, and I'm on Twitter.
That's
You're on Twitter?
so-
Yes, I'm on Twitter.
Is it the same username? I'll follow you.
Yeah, I'll follow you back when I wake
Alrighty.
up. Peace.
That's fine.
Alright, dog.
Later.
Alrighty.
I'm weak, bro. Alright, what were you saying, Seven Ninja?
His fit is clean. I just need to put it out there. His fit was clean. But no, the rabbit's head was animated. If it was just a mask, it'd be whatever. But his rabbit head was able to animate. Now I'm assuming that's demon magic. But as far as what we saw him do when he makes the mask, and I don't think Cold
Yeah,
Sauce
he
sees
just
this.
pulls it off.
Yeah, he pulls it off. There's nothing there. What exactly? How did he do that? I'd like to. I wish we could have seen that.
Dude,
Yeah, like it was definitely a mask.
halfway through the
But like you
anime-
said,
Oh, go ahead.
well, yeah, I mean, it was definitely a mask, but like the way the mouth was moving when he was in rabbit form and shit, it doesn't make sense because like we see the inside of his mouth when he's a rabbit, and like when you consider the human head inside of it, when you compare it to what he looked like with the mask, the size and everything, his mouth will be going way out here compared to his human head.
And his
So-
eyes were blinking and everything.
Yeah, and
Yo,
the anime is full of little things like that aggravate me. Like I was saying earlier with the night vision goggles. But go ahead, Squall.
I think it's Blaine.
I'll let Blaine go before I go on.
So, like, it's not gonna be long, Squall. So when y'all were talking about the mask and everything, how like the mouth would move and open and like eyes would blink, y'all know he sewed that onto his face, right? It wasn't just a
Didn't know.
normal like slip-on mask. He sewed the shit onto his face.
Eyelids to eyelids and everything, so it blinks with him.
I mean,
Hey.
And and the eyes too. The
I'm
eyes
going
would be
with
way out
demon.
here.
I'm going with demon magic, 100%, because that's
Yeah.
the only way. I'm gonna be real
But
though.
pulls
I
it
wish
right off,
that
though.
he
He
didn't
does
find out he
this.
was a human.
But
Yeah,
yeah, it showed like when it was explaining the rabbit's backstory and how he became the rabbit. It showed like one of those detective bulletin boards or whatever the fuck. I guess trying to find Dante's like amulet. It started showing him sew on the rabbit thing because I guess with Alice in the Wonderland going into the portal, he sews it onto like his head with thread and a needle and thread.
Actually, there's 2 points that I need to bring up. Lady can fucking smell demons. So that blue guy, when she was walking around in that apartment complex with him, that never should have happened. She should have clocked him the same way she clocked that bounty hunter. And I mean, I was waiting for her to clock him, but it took him talking, slipping up in words, And the other thing is, like I said, she can smell the difference between a demon or not. So why can't she pick up on the rabbit guy being a human?
All right, I believe I can answer both of those. So the first one, you were talking about the guy. Now there is a point to say that like there was a time where he was away from demons, and I think it's when the truck crashes. There's a point to say that she should have picked up on that, but there were demons in the area, so it's possible that the odor itself is still in the area to some degree. Now when it comes
I'll give
to
it
when
that,
she's in the
combined with the
building, there's
poison.
demons everywhere. So like that's kind of that one. And then your second one, remind me what your second point was again?
The fact that she didn't smell that the rabbit wasn't a demon.
I think that has more to do with the demon blood itself coursing through his veins, and so he's kind of like a hybrid. This could be the similar thing of like how Dante's a hybrid, and so like it could be strictly because of that. He's not a full hybrid, right? But he still has it flowing through his body.
Yeah, that's what
Go with that.
That's what I was going to say because I was going to talk about that too after Hunter brought it up, try to explain it. But also at one point, because it shows that person taking over someone's body after he killed one of them. Also could replicate the scent to where it couldn't smell like a demon and smell like a human.
But he's not
There's-
even explained his powers. He's not taking over their body. They're still alive. That dude's walking around somewhere.
Yeah, but it could
powers
no,
are quantum
he had-
mirroring. All he's doing
had-
is taking the appearance of the body. It doesn't
don't
fuse
fully know that.
DNA or anything. Yeah, he explained that when he told the dude what he was doing. It's quantum mirroring. He's not fusing DNA. He's not
Oh my
transforming. It's just appearance.
Dude,
It kind of
White
reminds me of the
Bunny-
Odin thing.
The White Bunny gave me mad Bugs Bunny vibes, bro. Like,
Oh yeah.
dude was cunning.
Oh,
He was just
Evil
like,
Bugs Bunny?
yeah, he was like,
if it
we're
would
not
have
ready for
been
that.
Bugs Bunny, they
he
wouldn't
gave
have
me
stood
evil
a
Bugs
chance.
Bunny.
Yeah,
Give
because
me
he had
evil
the
Bugs
You're not
Bunny.
ready for that.
'Cause he was
We're not ready
cunning,
for that, bro.
You know, cunning. He's like planned shit out. He was like 3 steps ahead of everybody. Like, yo, Dante, you gotta come over here, bro. I know you're gonna come over here and save all these people. And Dante and Lady was like, you're not going. And Dante was like, yeah, I gotta go. And then he brought the Dark Corpse into that apartment building, and he wasn't even there. They went for him over there. He wasn't even there. When she got to the top, like, he was long gone and everything. It's like this dude was like 3 steps ahead of these guys. He spoke in riddles.
I'm
You know,
kind of
to
annoyed.
catch the rabbit, you gotta find the hunter. You know.
He also had an inside man too.
Mhm.
That dude with the perm or whatever. Like when
Oh
he first
yeah.
saw him or whatever, and he was the
Yeah.
only survivor. He was also
Mhm.
giving the rabbit intel. That's why he survived every time.
Yeah, that's
They showed it
pretty
during
cool.
the like car scene before Dante got on the motorcycle and whooped the demons.
And I didn't
But-
like that guy.
Yeah, hell,
I
me
didn't
either.
like that blonde haired dude. Because he kept on he kept justifying his actions by the whole he's got my kids or whatever, so I have to do it. But like never once did he try to tell them like, hey, he's got my kids and he's using me for intel. So what should I do? Like, do y'all want me to lie to him? Can y'all go get my fucking kids? Like none of that shit. He just
He's
played
probably
right
bugged.
into it. I mean,
He's probably bugged. Someone like that? He's probably got some on in some form or way. Someone like that?
I don't know.
On top
Could
of that, I
write it
don't really
down.
trust that vice president guy. Like, even if you told the vice
I
president,
hated
there's
him.
something up with that guy. He gives me bad vibes, bro.
Kevin Conroy.
I
Kevin
hated the
Conroy
vice
boy.
president.
Oh.
I've been forgetting to bring him up. This whole dude, since the first time I seen him, I hated his fucking guts. And every time he opens his goddamn mouth, I hate him more and fucking more, dude. This dude pisses me the fuck off. He keeps talking about God and he's acting like he is God. He has way too much faith in somebody he never fucking met. That shit aggravated me so fucking much. He thinks he's too arrogant. He thinks he's way more fucking powerful than he is. He's a fucking human. He's a pussy. He's a bitch. And he's got way too much authority. And it aggravates the shit out of me. Anybody around him in every scene that he's in could beat the shit out of this dude. And he's talking arrogant as a motherfucker. I hated him.
He reminds me
Would
of
you say
Russell
he's
from
worse?
Invincible.
Than the guy from Castlevania. Would you guys say
Ooh,
he's worse than the
fucking
priest from
Dracula
Castlevania?
Elton? Worse than
No,
Alucard?
the priest. No, the grand priest from Castlevania, the one that kills his wife.
I
Would
haven't
you
watched
say
Castlevania
that he's-
yet.
I never played those games.
I don't know.
Brock, to clue you in on what we're talking about with this this vice president guy, I don't know if you know anything about Warhammer, but he's like an inquisitor.
I don't know if you but yeah, in my opinion, I'm not even gonna tell him that, but in my opinion, he reminds me of Russell from Invincible.
Russell from Invincible. Russell from Invincible.
Which one
The
is
dude who-
Russell?
I think his name's Russell or whatever his name is. It's the dude that
you
has
talking
like,
about
I would say
Diesel?
that.
yeah,
I
Are you
would
talking
say
about
that, bro.
Diesel?
yeah. I haven't
Don't
watched
insult
him
that
in a
man
while.
like that.
Who?
Don't insult that man like that. Come on, Ghost. Cecil. Come on,
Cecil!
you talking about Cecil,
Oh,
bro.
Talking about
I haven't
Cecil.
watched it
Cecil.
so long.
Don't insult
Look,
that.
hey, I hate
Dude, the
Cecil
only
just as much
reason-
as I hate this vice president guy, but I
Table
promise
salt.
you Cecil will kick his ass.
Yeah, the only reason Cecil has anything is government funding, though. If he didn't have no government funding, he's getting whooped by Rex
But Cecil's got weapons. I mean, look,
because of
The
government
dude-
funding.
it doesn't fucking matter how. What matters, you think the vice president doesn't have fucking government funding? The vice
Dude.
president not having
Hunter,
government funding?
We learned the president was a pussy immediately. Like,
That's the same thing, though. Is you're saying any guy that's next to the vice president can whoop his ass, but he talk shit. Any guy that's next to Cecil
Oh,
can whoop
What
his
I'm
ass, but he
saying
still
is-
talks the main.
no,
Shit.
fuck no. Because Cecil definitely shows vulnerabilities even in his own words. Like, perfect example, whenever Invincible broke into their headquarters after he found that little spy drone from Andreas, I think his name, the guy with the portals. Anyway, whenever he broke into Cecil's headquarters talking about, I know you're spying on me, but it wasn't really Cecil. Whenever Mark finally flew away, Cecil told his assistant, he was like, well, that was a really terrifying way of starting my morning. Like, Cecil certainly shows vulnerability. This vice president guy, this dude thinks he's invincible. He never once shies from
I
the
don't
thought of, he thinks he's really untouchable.
Yeah, Cecil though is kind of like borderline. I can't tell if he's a good guy. I can't tell if he's a bad guy. Like this vice
I don't know,
president
I
guy, I'm getting straight up bad guy vibes from him.
That
Like,
guy.
like
Yeah.
on the third or second episode when he's like talking through an intercom in like that big huge room. There's like a close up of his face. There's like evil like music and like he looks crazy, you know. He just straight up looks like a bad guy. And then like toward the end, you know, like on the last episode or two, like lady, did you
Episode
secure
7.
this?
Yeah.
No. Did you secure this?
Cecil's like a
I'm
That's
lawful
not your
neutral.
I don't.
That's not your mission.
I don't
Why
mess
aren't you
with them.
doing all this stuff? And then all right, well, taking Dante at least, lady, you better do it, you know. Like, and then like even at the end when he opens up the portal and goes into the demon world, like this is all straight up bad guy shit. All right, I was cutting
Yeah.
off people. Go for it.
Yeah, no. That's what I.
Well,
He's not great.
okay, so the vice president, right? Never mind. Go ahead, Blaine. I forgot.
But yeah, no, like I don't fucks with him at all. But like I did fuck with the scene because like, you know, oh well, we're gonna let these demons, you know, live because they're not hurting nobody. They're not being like the bad ones. And there's like, I don't care, kill them. Like all he cares about is killing all the demons and stuff like that. But I do fuck with the scene that showed off how America can be, and that is shooting fighter jet missiles through a portal to hell. That's all I
Yeah,
gotta say. But
they
yeah, I
would
don't
be-
fuck with him either.
Okay. Let me. I remember what I was gonna say. The vice president, absolutely a bad guy. The first time I really got hardcore bad guy vibes from the vice president was when they were explaining to Dante that he's half demon, and then the vice president just leans all the way into God can forgive you if you fight for humanity. Like he's doing psychological manipulation, shit that like my mom used to try to do to me. And it was just automatically red flags. I was like, this fucking dude, he will try to control anyone he thinks he can. And then later in episode 7, when Dante and Lady woke up, Lady was on top of him and they stood up and they started arguing. The vice president was talking to another dude. He was talking about Lady and he said something to the effect of like, but she's nothing more than a dog who needs to stay on a leash, and every now and then I gotta rein her back in. I'm like, this fucking guy. See, Cecil actually fucking cares about the people that he takes care of. even Deborah and Mark and all, like, situations made them like it kind of forced them to get away from Cecil. But all in all, if they're in trouble, Cecil's fucking there for them. Cecil will put his life on the line for them. This president guy, that dude's pure fucking evil and narcissistic as hell. More than Hunter, bro.
That's so
That's
perplexing.
saying something.
Anyway,
Hold up. What
The-
is it? We got a raid from the homie.
oh.
QA Gamer. Charm City, thank you for the raid, broski. Appreciate it.
Charm.
You a gamer?
But
Okay, that's
have
good.
y'all seen the new like trailer or whatever for the second season or the new more episodes?
No, I haven't.
No,
There's
Oh.
a trailer
they
already?
might do a live reaction. At the
yeah, I
end.
believe so.
Netflix.
There's a
Yeah,
trailer
there was
for that
someone.
already?
Yeah, it came
Mhm.
out like probably a couple weeks after the anime was fully out.
This is their trailer. It's
Oh,
listed after episode 8 on Netflix.
Oh
Mhm.
shit. Yeah, I gotta watch that.
I haven't watched it, but I've seen stuff about it on TikTok because I remember. I don't know. It just came to me out of nowhere, but Ninja was saying stuff about he might keep his pistols, but like he's changing his sword, maybe. Blah blah blah. This people think that he's going to get his actual pistols from the game. Ibani and I can never remember the other one.
Ivani and
Ivory and Ebony.
Yeah,
Ivory
that
and
one.
Ebony.
Ivory and Ebony. They're saying he's going to actually get those, like that has the names on the side of them in the new season.
I can't wait for Dante and Virgil to see each other again. I want to know what the fuck is going to happen when they see each other. Blaine said in the games they fight. Dude, they brothers, okay? They changed enough shit in this show. I want to see these motherfuckers be brothers. I want them to team up.
If it's anything like the games, I
They're gonna try to
wouldn't
kill each
expect
other.
that. I wouldn't. Oh yeah, I wouldn't expect that.
It's like
Did
you
you
gotta,
say in the games it's like Inuyasha and Shishomaru?
Probably worse, cause yeah.
so
it's-
like when the. My bad.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty. It is pretty similar to
Inuyasha.
Inuyasha and Sesshomaru. It's like they do kind of become like a team like later in the recent like the latest game.
Which Blaine said is a different timeline altogether.
No. Devil May Cry 5, like DMC. I'm not putting a number after that. That's the different one where they have black hair and shit.
Gotcha.
Devil May Cry
But yeah,
5, they kind of become a team at the end. Go ahead, Blaine. I think you're trying
Yeah.
to say something.
Yeah. So Hunter, every time you meet Virgil in the game before 5, because I haven't met him in 5 yet, but I know you do. You fight him to the almost to the death. They try to absolutely kill each other, and then they eventually get on, I guess, good terms. I don't know. I'm not super far into 5 yet, but you could just, if like the last episode when you see Virgil for the first time, because you see him then, you see Virgil for the first time in the last episode, then it cuts, it like ends then and there. He gave the rabbit his amulet, his half of the amulet, because he got a half and Dante got a half. They gon' fight. Like, you could just tell by the whole setup, they're gon' fight. He's gonna try to kill him.
Yeah, their motives. Like, why would Virgil help out the White Rabbit versus Dante's not?
Like, he knew that his brother had the other amulet and he was probably not gonna give it up. So he knew his brother might die. They're not gonna be like, brother. They're gonna fight. I'm 100% on it.
I knew
That
that was
fight is going to
fucking
be amazing.
Virgil, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't even see
I
that.
thought that
part.
was
must
obvious
have
based
been
on
in
the game.
episode 5 or 6.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, because he
yeah,
had
it was on
he had a
episode
double
6.
trigger form. He has a double trigger form as well, and then it actually shows him outside of it, like at the very last bit of the episode of the 8th episode, and then ends it. From what I remember.
Yeah, like episode 5 or
But-
6. Oh god.
And then again, Virgil gave the White Rabbit part of his blood, so he didn't actually technically have to use Dante's blood.
No, he needed both siblings' blood, so he did need Dante's as well.
I thought it was just one like person that has Sparks' blood.
Nah, he needed both.
They
I didn't know he
needed
needed
both. Did anyone listen to the Bury the Light? I haven't heard it myself, but they made a new cover for it. Whenever the leitmotif for it when Virgil showed up.
Mm-mm. Was that
So-
a song?
At the end, the Bury the Light is Virgil's song. A woman sings it every time Virgil shows up. They do like a leitmotif, which is like that theme that plays for when a character shows up.
Nah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Did you guys suspect that was Virgil in episode 5 or 6 or whatever?
When I saw Virgil in that suit thing, the demon form he was in, yeah, but that was only because like I've seen it before in the games, so like I was like, that's him. I didn't think it was that night guy with the purple. I didn't think it was him. I thought it, but when we saw him, Rabbit's like, I know who you are. I was like, yeah, that's him. I know it's him. Like, so
Yeah. 'cause,
Yeah, like
did you suspect it was him too, Blaine?
yeah, I did. Cause like I believe, I don't know. It's been a couple weeks since I've watched it because I don't have Netflix no more. Because my dad's Netflix is being stupid again.
No, that was
and
me. He granted access to us so I could watch Devil May Cry.
Yeah, he gave me access to it again, and then it stopped working and started asking for a security code, and I just said
Up
nah.
today, right?
No, a while back, a couple weeks ago, before
Oh.
me and my ex-girlfriend broke up.
Okay,
But,
yeah, because he had to reset this shit because my mom has this apartment now. I just had to ask him for access.
But he gave him, I think, some blood, like that person in the suit. So yeah, I think that's his devil trigger form.
Yeah, it was. Cause like at first I was like, wait, is that Dante? Like he looks like Dante's devil trigger form, and then like once he gets like the amulet and the blood, he's like, you need both brothers' blood though. And then I was like, and then he said, all right. And then when the White Rabbit walks away, I know who you are. I was like, oh, okay, that is Virgil. Oh, okay, all right. That's when it clicked in me. You know, that has to be. There's no other explanation.
Yeah, because how do you like just stumble across
Wait,
the
let me
blood
ask
of one of
y'all
the brothers?
Is Sparta still alive in hell?
I don't know.
no.
Ooh. I don't believe
No,
so.
he
He
did.
never shows up in the games.
Never.
I think
They
you're
just-
wrong. I think
He might show up in the anime.
dude. Listen, when the dude that was making whatever deal with the rabbit guy, when he still had the rabbit mask on, he grabs the rabbit guy's sword off his back and he's like, "You ain't strong enough for this sword." And the rabbit guy grabs his sword back, whatever. And when he walks away, he's like, "Don't think I don't know who you really are." I will bet money right now that that's Sparta.
That's
Dude,
Virgil.
that's Virgil. That's Virgil. We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
That's what our whole conversation has been. Last conversation was. Because that's Sparta's sword. That's his dad's
Yeah,
sword.
no.
That's Virgil. That wasn't Sparta.
Yeah. This is to put into context how they are in like the video games. So in one video game, right, DMC, the one that kind of is like its own timeline from the rest of the video games, its own universe. Virgil seeks out Dante. Virgil in this game hates demons, and he's recruiting Dante to fight against the demons. But like he kind of goes haywire and then just kind of goes crazy. And Dante's like, nah, bro, like it's like we gotta be PC, love everybody type of thing, you know. And then Virgil's like, all right, if you ain't with me, then you're against me at the end of the game. Then Virgil just basically turns on Dante and becomes like the final boss in this DMC. And then like there's like a whole DLC after that where you go through what Virgil goes through at the end, and he's just like fighting like he's like basically it's how he turns even more evil. And then so that's like one iteration of why they most likely aren't gonna be friends when they first meet up. In the anime, it takes a completely different turn at the end, because like this one, Virgil pops in, he's what was the term? Like he's freeing the demons. It's like Mundus has freed you guys. And like Dante over here, he's actually fighting for the humans. So they're both fighting for completely opposite sides of the spectrum here. So I definitely see some clashing, at least for like a season or half a season when they first meet up. I don't think Hunter's even listening.
Yes, I am. I'm not texting Artemisia right now.
Oh yeah, he's definitely not listening.
Mm-hmm.
You said that Virgil and Dante meet up.
No, definitely not listening. I just explained the whole
Just understand
sibling
it's
lore,
on site
bro.
as soon as they see each other.
Yeah, it's basically on site.
As soon as they see each other, it's on site.
So like Wolverine
Some type for
and
Virgil, at least.
Sabretooth and Inuyasha and Shishomaru.
Pretty much.
So Sparta's not alive. What happened to him?
He's dead.
I don't know. The anime doesn't like really go into detail
Even if
on
he
that.
dies on Earth, doesn't he go to hell?
That's confusing.
I mean,
to me,
Virgil
too.
died on Earth. He wound up in hell.
They're hinting that Virgil didn't die. They keep saying he didn't die.
He got kidnapped. He got kidnapped, I believe. So from what I've understood is because I believe in the anime, it said, you know, how Squall was saying he loved her. So whoever was saying Sparta ended up loving the human race, so he turned on the demon race, and he fought.
That's
He
just
was a
what other
general.
people are saying.
No, hear me out, Hunter. Hear me out. So he fought. He's a general, and he decided to fight the demon army. He didn't wipe out the complete demon army. He ended up dying during that fight. That's why you still have the actual leader of the
On
demon
Earth.
army is still alive. No, they fought in hell. They didn't fight on Earth
Yeah,
because he ended up loving it, and so he used the amulet. Blah blah blah, all that dumb shit. Where they need the amulet to bring them back together. Blah blah blah, all that dumb shit.
But hear me out. Sparta, all the information we have on him in the anime comes from other people's words. Other demons.
Yeah.
Right? This fucking guy, this is the way I'm looking at it. He was fighting on Earth and then just turned on the demons, and he was like, I'm gonna fight for the people now. Okay, now I don't know about y'all, but I'm picking up heavy Thorkel vibes from this guy, from what they call that show, Vinland Saga. He was like, you know what would be a fucking way worse fight if I just switch sides right now. And I think that's what he did. I don't think he loved people. I don't think he was like, oh man, demons are actually evil and I'm gonna be a good guy. I think he just wanted to fight.
Gotta play the
Why would you
games.
create the seal between hell and the earth realm then?
Why would he have intercourse with the woman, actually love his kids, to give them each a part of the amulet that stopped the demon
How did
realm
he
from
die
coming into?
in the war in hell and then 2,000 years later have a kid with a earth chick?
I don't know if he died. Like the anime kind of like implies he's still alive and fighting, possibly. Like Dante is like, man, he's like Sparta's ancient history. He's a myth, and then like the demons on the airplane were like, nah, he's definitely real. I've seen him, you know. Like they don't specify when they saw him, you know. Like, so to me that could mean he's possibly still alive in this anime.
Yeah, the game said he was dead though, didn't it?
Which one? If it's 2, that was like 20 years ago for me.
I was gonna say the first one.
Ah, damn. That one, I actually missed playing that one. That was the one I didn't play.
You didn't play the first one?
No.
I played them in order of the games came out, and then I was like, then I learned the actual play order, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the first one sucks.
Oh, Resident Evil.
First one was great. I loved it actually.
Oh, Ninja, you were right. It wasn't Doom that was the very first person shooter. It was the other one that you named.
Wolfenstein.
Alright, guys. Well, let's get into the top of the hour. I think we should do final thoughts on Devil May Cry and then move on to the gaming segment. Alright,
It was
Alright.
good.
You can go first. Then Ninja, Brock. Brock, you can give us your final thoughts on the one you watched. Hunter and then me.
My final thoughts are, it was great. I quite enjoyed it. Again, y'all are hating on my girl Lady. They did put Lady in it way too much though. That's kind of just, but I did love how we learned her backstory, because I don't know if it went deep in the backstory in the games, because I haven't played 4. I don't think it went super deep. I love how the actual rabbit and lady was connected, and Dante and Berta's gonna fight probably to the death, and Hunter is wrong, and it's an 8.5 out of 10. I loved it.
Why'd you
Alright.
shoot Ninja?
Matrix dodge. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I don't know if I enjoyed it enough to watch season 2, but I probably will. If you guys want to review that one, we can do that as well. I probably will. Don't know if I really care about it that much, so. But I am interested at least seeing, like, because we see them capture Dante in the end, so I'm like, I kind of want to know what's going to happen after that. But regardless, again, I think I said it was a 7.9. I think I could stick with that. There are some issues I have with the show. I don't really like the idea that the main team got slaughtered, like the in that one scene, but like somehow Lady still survives. I still don't think that should have happened. Logically, she's not that good. So yeah, that's my issue there. But glad to hear Kevin Conroy come back. He fits the vice president, bro. When I seen this guy show up on the screen the first time, legitimately, bro, I was like, yeah, that's evil Batman, 100%. So, but overall, though, I liked what I saw, and I would tell someone else to watch it if they like Devil May Cry.
Alright,
Hunter,
Brock
bro.
strap. No, Brock strap.
Oh,
Can't leave
You're
Brock
saying
strap out.
Batman Kevin Conroy?
yeah.
No, that's the
Yeah,
other
him.
Kevin.
He's
Brock's thinking
dead,
of
right?
Kevin Costner. Brock, you're thinking of Kevin
That
Costner.
sounded like Kevin Conroy.
No, the Batman voice actor Kevin. I thought he passed away.
Could have done his voice acting early on. That sounded like Kevin Conroy, 100%.
He recently passed away.
Yeah, very. I mean, within the last year or so. Here, just a second.
How was the
Batman
DMC that you
voice
watched?
actor. It was pretty good. Like I said earlier, it's just a bunch of one-offs. It seemed like I'm definitely gonna start watching the new one that you guys were talking about. After this, probably. But yeah, I know the one I watched. I mean, when I was explaining it earlier, it didn't seem too dissimilar from what you guys were talking about already.
Mhm.
So like, if the new one, the new one seems to have some kind of like consistency between episodes, right? To where it's actually following a story. So that's kind of what I was missing from the last Devil May Cry, where it was just like him being a badass all the time, with little to no trouble. And when you guys were saying that he seemed weak, I'm like, that's definitely not the Dante I was watching. So I don't know, maybe that one back then was a little bit closer to what he might be looked upon on the games. But yeah, I would still give it like a 5. Like, cool choreograph, cool characters and everything, but just like really not much to it other than him just slaying demons. To where, and you guys were kind of like saying that the new Dante is seems weak, right, compared to games. That's kind of how I would like the old one to have been. To where, all right, well, he needs to get stronger. Obviously, like there needs to be some. I wouldn't say struggle necessarily, but kind of, yeah, for that growth to happen, right? So I don't know. Even if it doesn't seem to be like correlating from the games to his strength level, like on the new anime, I'd be all right seeing the continual strengthening of a character. So, but the one I watched, yeah, definitely just old one. You know, like I said, cool choreographic battles and the graphics back then weren't even that bad. Like the animation style was still pretty good. That's why I thought it was the right one, because it seemed kind of newer, you know, animation. So I was like, oh, this must be the right one. But yeah, I don't know.
Right on, right.
Anyway, go ahead, Hunter.
Goku's a bad dad.
Wish.
You're right. Goku is a bad dad. Final thoughts on the Devil May Cry anime, exclusive on Netflix, Brock.
Yep.
I'm still
I do
gonna
have?
go. I'm gonna bring my rating down from a 9 to an 8. I'm gonna keep it at an 8. I mean, there's a lot of inconsistencies. The story is very not creative. The story is just like it's like they wrote the whole thing in one day. The animation, Blaine said he likes it. The animation needs work. I mean, a lot of these demons look like they were copy and pasted from another show. The fighting certainly is inconsistent, especially not only when it comes to physics, but with the characters themselves. In that first fight that we saw Dante against Lady, when she never should have got that necklace from Dante, period. The speed and precision and awareness that we see Dante use, and then her just getting the necklace with the grappling hook and taking off and running away, and him easily catching up to her and then paralleling next to her, like matching her speed, and like all of that, she absolutely never should have got that necklace. The whole thing was just really poorly written, honestly. But it's still very fun to watch. And I do recommend it, especially if you have a friend who is like, I want to watch anime, but I'm not really sure where to start. You can point them right here. I think Squall and Blaine are there of the narrative that they want you to know about the game more. I never played the game. I still understood everything that was happening. But it's just like I said, it's pretty poorly written and very fun to watch. I'll give it an 8.
Alright. Alright, so my final thoughts. I know we've been shitting on Lady a lot, but my gripe with Lady is not that she was a big focal point of the story. It was more how ugly they made her. She was a baddie in the video games. Like, I posted a pic of her in our little chat here. She was bad, bro. Look at her. She was cool. I don't know what the fuck they did with her hair in the anime there. But anyways, I'm watching season 2. I need to see my boy Virgil in action. He was dope as fuck in the games when you could play as him. He was cool as fuck with his little samurai multi-sword swings and shit. Or multi-slashes swings and stuff. I'm hoping to see Nero if this anime keeps going. Because Nero is one of my... I thoroughly enjoyed using Nero. He was sick as fuck too in the games. And then I definitely am looking forward to seeing the baddest of baddies, Trish. Like, if they bring her into the light in this game, or in this anime. I'm giving it a solid, unbiased opinion, 7.5 out of 10. My personal opinion, my biased opinion, I'll probably bump it up to like 8 to 8.5 out of 10. Just cause like I got like the game knowledge and like I like, you know, you kind of grow up with these characters for like, let's see, DMC 5. When did that come out? A few years ago. But it's like the first one came out in like what, 2001. So I've known this game for like 20 plus years, and like I know the characters a lot and kind of grown with the characters and stuff. So like that's my biased opinion, like 8 to 8.5 because of that. They were definitely like hinting at so much more, like in this anime. If you know the games, like, you know, like they definitely didn't touch base with everything from this anime, because like in the first episode, I think when Dante first sees like that blue character, that blue goopy character turn into like Virgil, like Dante was like, Virgil, you're supposed to be dead, and then it turns into a blue goopy thing. And I was like, oh, Virgil's definitely gonna make an appearance at some point, you know, like because he's not dead in the video games. He always makes a comeback, you know. And then so there's a lot more to be excited about with this anime, especially if you played the games, you know. And I definitely agree with Blaine. The animation was super fire. I thought it was dope as fuck. And I don't think you need to know have knowledge of the games if you watch this anime. But I definitely do think it does help. You'll be fine if you go into this anime without playing the video games. Then that's my final thoughts on it. All right.
It does help, in my opinion, as well.
Was that?
Hey, I'm gonna be hopping off.
I said it does help,
Yeah, it does help.
in my opinion. But like I was saying earlier, it's in a different universe, like the reboot
Come on.
DMC is.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm gonna be getting off. I'm going to the pool and drink some more. Y'all are going to video games next, right? All right, don't forget, Nintendo just announced that if you make mods to your Switch 2, they're shutting down your console. So y'all have
Yeah.
fun.
Damn.
This is probably I've never played Marvel Rivals. I just know a lot of people, you know, over sexualize the characters. So I'm probably gonna hold off too. Honestly.
All right.
Alright.
All right.
Later, Blaine.
Dude, I don't be hearing nothing about the stuff y'all do on Wednesdays.
Oh yeah, that one's been kind of shut down.
Yeah.
We just kind of game now on Wednesdays.
Okay, that's good because I work out Monday through Friday, and like I am free on weekends. I work out Monday through Friday every day at like 8. So yeah, I'll be at as much as the nerdings out as I can be, since I am a single free man now.
All right, sounds good. Well, we'll hit you
Alrighty.
up for the next one. I think
See
it's
you, my
Fire
boy
Force
Blade.
next week. Or not next week, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I don't know shit about Dragon Ball and will never learn because I don't know. I don't know how y'all do it.
You should.
I don't
You
know how
should.
you know
I don't-
Devil May Cry but don't know Dragon Ball.
Dude, because video games, what can I say? I'll tell you what introduced me, because I recently got into Devil May Cry, probably like 4 years ago. It was a Childish Gambino song that was edited on Dante, fucking people up with size stuck in them from like the second game, and I was like, I gotta play this game. And been a part of it ever since. But all right,
Trump said
I'll see y'all.
freedom.
See y'all later.
Peace.
Okay.
All right.
Freedom ain't free, man.
I think he said since what's his name? Blaine
Blaine.
said he's single now.
Yeah, I know.
All right, gaming segment starts now.
Fight for the light, till the dolphins glow. Fight for the right, feel the power flow. Fight with all our might, and the truth will show.
All right, we are
This
back.
sounds so much like him, dude. I'm telling you.
I'm
Wait,
sure.
Who was who's the guy you're saying sounds like Kevin Conroy?
We'd have to look it up.
Vice President.
Vice President of Devil May Cry. Voice anime voice actor. Oh, it is Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Record his lines.
As soon as he started speaking, I was like, "Evil Batman." Yeah.
Alright, well, rest in peace. Today's
So
topic.
was that in like 3 full years of production then, or what?
I wouldn't doubt it.
It must have been.
Like I think Dragon Ball Daima was in production since like 2019.
That's true. Yeah, never mind. That would make sense. Sorry. Anyway,
Alright, good. Alright, let's see here. We are gonna talk about some Marvel Rivals. Go ahead, Seven Ninja. Give us a little rundown of the game.
Okay. Marvel Rivals is a hero shooter. It's a team of 6 versus 6. Imagine playing all of the Marvel heroes and villains against each other in different random orders and protecting a point like Push the Payload, holding a point like King of the Hill, and they've got like a TDM mode, they've got a free-for-all mode. They added something recently called Big Head mode, which is just a party event that you could have a emote that you can earn from it, coming to you now. And they also have what's the other thing I saw? They also have they brought back. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they're allowing you to go play the old battle passes again, and so now you can go back and earn that stuff if you want to. So overall, it's just been like it feels like they're learning from the issues of other games and actually they're just like trying to fix them ahead of time. I think they're doing a pretty good job on that. But I have to say for myself, when it comes to characters that I play, I didn't think I would play him, but when I got on there, I was like, Spider-Man, I gotta practice with him a little bit. I want to help the team to some degree. Let me play a tank or a healer, because like I'm kind of a flex player. Like I like helping the team, and I was just like, let me find someone. Let me start there. Let me get a feel for the game. And I picked up and I said, okay, let's try out Thing. You know, I read his abilities and I was like, oh, this guy's got a dash. It's faster than running around. You know, you can't sprint in that game. And I was just like, let me do that. And I was like, oh, this thing's hard to control. And then I realized stop pushing forward. And that told me everything I need to know. He's got a knock up. He's got his ultimate is his pull-up time is his iconic line. I hope they get this outfit where he's kind of like he's not a butler, but he's not trying to be like all sophisticated. And he's like, my lady, it's clobbering hour. And I just can't wait for that to be a skin because that's going to be great. But I thoroughly enjoyed the Thing as my tank. He's like my main tank. Whenever we're on, whenever like we hop back on Chili's cookout, because I know it's coming up on the 31st. Check it out, Chili XXD. Probably gonna be there. Probably gonna slay the lobby. It is what it is. I'm ready. Hope to see you guys there as well. But the Thing, I've been playing Spider-Man recently. I'm trying to learn him, kind of get it in the quick match. Feeling it a little bit. I got an idea, but I'm still not 100%. Psylocke is my baby. I do love that chick. She's been doing pretty good for me. She's kind of she's not Genji, but she's got some of Genji's kit, so think of it that way. I played healers. I'm talking about Rocket Raccoon. basically a DPS healer. Like he doesn't heal with school to heal these little orbs, but he can be a pretty strong DPS. Oh, and let me say this now for anyone who hasn't played a Marvel Rivals. If you're wondering, is it just like Overwatch? Understand this: you can play out as a healer at any time. It is not impossible. This game is more about building into that power fantasy. The idea is that if everyone's overpowered, who's overpowered? And so, like, they've done a pretty good job of selling the power fantasy and also making the characters feel good enough that, like, they aren't super out of balance.
What do you mean by power fantasy?
Like, what the characters are like in the comics.
Let's see. All right, Brockstrap, what's your initial thoughts on the game?
I was one of those like, oh, this is Overwatch, but the more and more I play, the more fun I have than what I had on Overwatch. Overwatch was still pretty fun for me, but having that kind of Marvel skin on it, right, made it a little bit more fun. My kid knows a lot of the Marvel stuff, so like he's kind of enjoying. I wouldn't have him play it, but he's fine watching, because it's, you know, it's Iron Man, Spider-Man, all of the classics, right? That he knows and enjoys watching on his TV. So it's kind of cool with that aspect too, that I can. I wouldn't necessarily say bond with my kid, but kind of enjoy it with him. And yeah, it's pretty fun. I would say it's pretty balanced. There's times I get super frustrated, right? Because like, Iron Man's in the air just beaming everybody and nobody's fighting. So like, it's a constant kind of like adapt to what new threats are there. Because you can always, for some of these modes, you can change characters as you respawn to, which is kind of cool. So it's like back and forth between the two teams, but like communicate with somebody, say, hey, do this character instead to take out the new character they just chose, right? So like it's a little bit of adapting through the game while you're playing it, and it's pretty fun. There are times when you're playing as a squishy character, you're like, I'm too squishy, but you're just not playing him probably the right way, right? Like if I go up as Iron Man and I'm squishy, it's because I'm either pushing too hard, right, and just being around everybody and not far enough back to where I've seen other Iron Mans just like be super great, or even the tank, right? Like you're like, oh, how is this Thor alive forever, right? As the tank. Well, I mean, he's the tank, so he's supposed to be alive for a while. But like if you have a good healer, that's why you're alive forever. So if I just go out as Thor myself, push too far, getting hit by 6 people with no healing, then of course I'll be just as squishy as a damage per second person, right? So like you always gotta kind of adapt with how their team is playing, but also like cooperate with your own teammates and not just be a solo guy, right? It's way too hard of a game to be a solo person. So I do enjoy kind of the teammate aspect of it, but also at the same time, if you try playing only by yourself and a bunch of randos, you got to rely on kind of like the in-game kind of crappy communication deal, if they're even paying attention. And yeah, so it's a hard game to play alone, but definitely still pretty fun, and not impossible to play alone either. So yeah, still pretty fun game. I like all the characters, you know. A few of them I didn't even know. Magic, right? Wasn't she a Contest of Champions exclusive person?
She's existed outside of Contest of Champions.
Okay, I thought that was a game that
She's
she
not.
came onto, but I didn't know if she's been
Colossus'
introduced.
sister.
Okay, but yeah, just plenty of characters that you're recognizing, and then a bunch of other characters are like, oh, that character's pretty cool. Let me, learn about him. I didn't know about Emma Frost before. Who else did I not know about? A couple of the medics I didn't know about. But you know, fun characters to play as, like Groot, right? In his iconic "I am Groot" line. It's always fun to listen to. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I didn't think I would like it, but I've been playing almost that exclusively lately. So
Yeah, dude, tell him about when your son said, "Hey, look, Dad, I'm Wolverine." Like you were streaming one time, and I was like on the live chat.
oh,
You're like-
he had like some kind of silverware in between his fingers, and he was
like a marker.
yeah, and he was acting like the Wolverine claws, right? Like the marker, the Crayola markers that you can like stack in each other or whatever, and he had them in between his fingers.
And then you were like, you make sure you put 3 of them because people might find that offensive, buddy, or something like that.
Oh yeah, he might have only he might have had him like in between here, right? Like the one.
Yeah.
The mark.
So I was like, what? He gave you the middle finger? He's like, no, he just had one marker in there. It said he was Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made me laugh when I saw that live.
Kids are pretty funny in their own innocence, right?
Mm-hmm. 'Cause he didn't mean to do it like that. He just
Oh no
he
no
just
no.
thought he was Wolverine.
Although he is getting more clever, so it's hard for me to discern whether he's actually being naughty or just not knowing what the heck's even going on.
Alright, so my initial thoughts of Marvel Rivals is I'm a guy who hates dying over and over. Or I'm just gonna not enjoy the game. If I'm kicking ass, I'm enjoying the game. I'm a sore loser. I'm a person who gets better with anger. So the anger does usually make me better. And like the more I play a game, also plays a role into if I get better or not. Like these, like I got pretty decent at Overwatch. I want to say like pro level or something, but enough to like stop dying on a consistent basis and kind of win on a consistent basis on Overwatch. So like Marvel Rivals is basically the Marvel not 3D, third person version of Overwatch, you know, because like Overwatch is first person, this one's third person. I mean, but like for some reason I didn't even notice it till I like thought about it, like that it's third person. That's how similar the games are, you know. It's like you don't really notice that it's third person versus first person. We had a huge debate over that, a funny debate, not gonna lie, on previous Nerding Out podcast. But like there are some games when like me and the squad, 7 Ninja, Brockstrap, and Steve Colesaus here be kicking ass, and there's games where we're getting our asses kicked. The ones where we do kick ass, those are pretty enjoyable. Of course, you gotta like, there's a learning curve with this game, like how every game is. You know, like you gotta learn the skills, you gotta learn the buttons, you gotta learn what you can and can't do. Like learning, there's no sprint button on most characters. Like you gotta like if you're playing it for the first game and you're just like walking, like how the fuck do I sprint? It might catch you off guard, you know. So there's things like that you gotta be on the lookout for, and like knowing what every character's skills does and how much damage it does, and their ults and what it does and how much damage it does, and like you gotta learn like the chants and stuff. Like whenever someone does their ult, they do a chant, so you gotta like at first you just might hear it like and like not really register in your head the Eye of Agamotto, and like not gonna pay attention, just out of nowhere you're just like stopped in time, you're like what the fuck the hell is going on? Or like you might hear like some chant from like Iron Man and then you're just one-shotted, you know, like you're not gonna register in your head that that's his ult that he's chanting right there. So and like after a while, like these things are slowly starting to seep into my head, like wait, I've heard this before, something bad happens, oh shit, it's an ult, you know, you gotta be on the lookout for this type of shit. Yeah, so there's a learning curve like with every game, you know. It's to be expected. Like does it stop my anger from happening in my short temper and patience with these games? Probably not. Can you get good at this game despite this annoying stuff happening? Probably yes. You know, you just gotta put some time into it. So that's basically my thoughts on it. But I do agree with Brock's point there about I wasn't really too super into Marvel and stuff. Like most of my Marvel knowledge comes from like Marvel vs. Capcom and the Avenger games, or not games, movies and stuff like that. So like when I'm hopping into this game, I see Cloak and Dagger as a healer. Like, man, I don't want Cloak and Dagger, but the one I was gonna pick is taken. Whatever, I'll use this guy. Oh, he's got 2 different sides. Okay, let me try this out. Cloak and Dagger is fucking awesome as a healer. You know, I don't even have to aim for like anybody in particular. I just gotta be looking in their general direction, and it like my healing bullets like I kind of go on auto aim, just like homing missiles. It just hits them regardless. And even when I'm attacking the enemy, you know, same thing. Like I don't even have to aim at them. It just like tracks them on its own as long as I'm kind of pointing that direction, you know. And even when you switch over to the Cloak side, like it's not even shots he's shooting, you know, it's like a continuous beam. Like same deal, you know, like he's more of the attacker than the healer side. So when I'm like aiming at an enemy, I don't even have to aim at them. I'm just looking at his direction. The beam just holds and like attaches as long as I'm looking his way, you know. So he's Cloak and Dagger's pretty cool. I mean, I haven't really touched too many characters. I've touched Cloak and Dagger, Rocket. I probably touched one time. I thought he was a DPS character. I was still getting to learn the game, so I was like trying to like attack with him, and like I was just getting worked. Let's see. I don't remember who else I touched. I do like Black Panther. He's pretty cool. He's got some quick zippy moves that I really enjoy. And as a tank, I use Doctor Strange. I feel like if I venture off into other characters, I'm gonna just get worked, cause like I said, there's a learning curve. Like even with like not just the game itself, but with the characters themselves. So if you're really comfortable with this tank and you switch to a different tank, you might not be as what's the word? You might not be as positive, I guess. No, productive. Yeah, productive. I'll go with productive.
Familiar.
You might not have the best results like right off the bat if you switch with another character, you know.
Right.
So there is learning curves within the characters, because like they did a good job really changing up all the mechanics within each character, you know. Like some characters have dashes, some characters have shields, some characters have jump up walls moves, some characters can fly like forever. Some characters' skills are that they can fly for a short term like period of time, you know. And then when that time runs out, there's a cooldown before you can fly again, you know. So and then some characters have homing missiles like the healing. Some characters have like physical hands instead of guns to attack with, and like some characters have zippy moves, you know. Like they really did like a wide variety of mechanics that really like give everyone something of what they can feel comfortable or like, you know. So I think they did a good job there. It's just more of like a learning curve in putting in time, because if you're like me, you just hate losing, hate dying over and over. You got to put in the time to actually enjoy like this stuff, because I think the game's been out long enough to the point where people are actually getting good now. Like so if you just start the game, let's say today or tomorrow, you'll probably get your ass kicked until you start understanding the mechanics, the buttons and all that stuff. So just be on the lookout for that.
You can create custom games too that you can exclude other people from. You can put bots in and just get comfortable with the game. You don't even have to go right into the player versus player immediately too. So that's always fun. Or even if you want to jump in with like your friends, there's what is it called, like versus AI mode or versus computer mode or something. There is a complete playlist that you can play with your friends against easy computers for the most, or you can choose the difficulty of the computer you play against. But you run into the same frustrations because the AI is not completely stupid. But don't think, if you don't like PvP games, don't think that PvP is the only thing this game has to offer.
Great point. I completely forgot about that. And then
we gotta bring up that there are no ugly women in this game.
Oh yeah.
There's no ugly women in this game. Every single female in there is sexy, bro. Not even a question, bro. It is a great feeling to feel like when I play a game, I don't have to be upset at the women in this game. Like, they do it for both sides. Men and women, they look good. They don't look terrible in any form of way. And so I'm a big fan of that altogether.
It is aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, go ahead. Did I see a fire?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
No?
No, it is. With any ideologies that get pushed into gaming anymore, there is. You can tell from certain developers that they think a certain way just by how they develop their game. Sometimes, you can have an ugly character for a reason, right? If you're building a story, you can have certain characters look certain ways to fulfill certain character or characters in your game or whatever they need to. When you go out of your way to make things ugly on purpose and try to promote it as something that it's not as beautiful, right? Everybody, there's that old saying, different strokes for different folks. Like, what's beautiful for one guy might be slightly altered from what's beautiful for another person. But there is an objective beauty that guys and girls both seem to want to meet to whatever degree they think would be attractive to the other side. So when there's games that specifically go out of their way to fight against the objective nature, it is nice to see that certain games don't follow what other people try to make popular, right? So it's definitely nice to see. You don't want to over sexualize characters in a video game, right? Or anime characters sometimes. Like there's a line that you teeter sometimes with that kind of stuff. But it is. I would agree. Objectively, all these characters do look good. If you're playing a superhero, you want them to be ripped and jacked, right? Like, or if you want to play as a woman, you don't want it to be super disproportional, right? Call me old-fashioned, but
Yeah, I do like how big they made the booties. Sure, they're a joy to look at. This game made top 5 down bad games because of the female characters. But speaking of like the booties, me and Hunter got a pretty funny little clip here. There, I'm gonna stream it to you guys. Screen. Make sure I'm sharing stream audio.
oh goodness.
Better ass, bro. Check me out.
Well, you got Natasha.
Yeah, you do
You
not
got
have a better
Dagger.
ass. Get the fuck out of here. So look at
Yeah,
these
dude.
things.
Why you gotta wear
This is
black, huh?
definitely better than yours.
Why you gotta wear black?
Black is slimming and my ass is still thicker than yours.
3,
Sure.
2, 1.
I know,
This sounds so sus, bro.
I have a better ass than you.
Big, dude.
Fish. I got a better ass, bro. Check me out.
What's your secret?
What? Yeah, you
Hear
do
me
not
out.
have a better ass. Get the
Yeah,
fuck
dude.
out of here. So look at these
Yeah, dude.
things.
Why you
My
gotta
ass
wear
is
black, huh?
definitely better than yours.
Why you gotta
It's-
wear black?
Black is slimming and my ass is still thicker than yours.
3,
Sure.
2, 1.
I know, sure, nothing, motherfucker. I have a better ass than you.
Fish. I got a better. Yeah, that's just some dumb goofiness between me and Hunter. Oh yeah, top 5 down bad games, in full on action right there. Got men over here fighting over whose ass
This
is
is
bigger
beautiful.
in the game.
Yep. It was beautiful. Glorious, even.
But seeing that's another thing. They don't prioritize that over the actual functionality or the behavior of the game either. So like it's just a little icing on the cake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cherry on top, one would say. Oh, cake.
So
Yo,
who are you
like icing
maining
on the cake?
whenever you play?
Emphasis on cake.
Might have been a little double entendre in there.
Mhm.
For tank, I typically do Groot or Thor. Thor can be a little bit more of a damage dealer as a tank. The health, which is offset by his health being about, I think, 250 less than Groot. For DPS, I do like Moon Knight, although I'm not too great with him all the time. Iron Man's pretty fun, and Punisher. I like Punisher. He has a pretty good skill set. And then with the healing, I actually like Loki because he has kind of like an area of effect, like a splash kind of heal. He's pretty elusive if you know how to use him right, and you can also set your duplicates around in pretty what was the strategic way, right? That'll also help heal. And then I also enjoy Cloak and Dagger, just for specifically what Squall was talking about earlier. The auto aim is pretty easy. Plus, if you know how to use Cloak as well, his blinding ability is pretty helpful at times. So yeah, a funny thing, I actually played as Jeff the Shark for the first time today, and I grabbed people who I thought were the bad guys, but they're actually my teammates. And man, did I just
Oh no.
take all three of us off the fucking edge. It was great. I lost my shit, and my teammates probably were like, what the fuck? Oh shoot, dude. I just sat there crying. I couldn't even explain to my wife what I did because I was just laughing so damn hard.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, they probably hate me now. Whoops.
Go 12.
Yeah, for me, I forget who I tried on the tank side, but Doctor Strange is my guy. He helps me stay alive the longest. It's like my problem is even when I'm tanks, for some reason I die way too fast. But for some reason, and like whenever I'm tanks, like no matter who I am, even DPS characters, I don't do enough damage. But like Doctor Strange kind of has enough skills to help me stay alive, and like he kind of does enough damage for me to be satisfied. But what I also do like is like characters that like are super fast and can get me out of dodge quick. So like when I try Black Panther, he has like a quick move that like zips you super far, super fast. So I can use that to track down somebody running away. I can even use that to run away. So I really like that. So that's my DPS character, Black Panther. I'm not super good with him, but he's the one I happen to like the most. And then I think I used Cloak and Dagger on a whim one time during Chili's cookout, and then like at the end of the round, like Mochi, Chili's wife, was like, "Damn, Squall, 15,000 heals or 17,000 heals." I'm like, "What?" like I looked at it and I was like, "Damn, that is a lot compared to everybody else." Like I didn't even realize I was doing that good. And then like so I gave
Colin.
Huh?
You found your calling.
Yeah.
Being a medic.
I hated healing when I was on Overwatch because it's so hard to keep track of between healing and attacking, and like it's more easier to keep track of in Marvel Rivals for whatever reason. Like yeah, so I gave myself the nickname the world's greatest healer, like in Marvel Rivals at least. Yeah, like and that even like took place like when we're like outside of the cookout, like when we're playing like with just us, the homies, me, you, Hunter, Brockstrap, me and Hunter, you know, me and Brock, you know, like I'll go and check my stats. Like very rarely I'll see someone with more healing stats than me, you know. And like very rarely I'll see myself under 10,000 heals. Like I don't know if that's a lot or a little bit, but like most of the time, like throughout these matches, like I'll see like other healers have less than 10,000, you know, all the time, very often. And then like sometimes when I'm not being a healer, like my own healers on my own team have after the game's finished under 10,000. I'm like, you guys are trash, bro. Either you guys are trash or I'm just that good of a healer, you know. That's just my two takes. Yo, thanks Lemonade for dropping.
Yeah, you done found you, Colin.
Appreciate it. Yeah, those are my main three: Cloak and Dagger, Black Panther, and Doctor Strange.
Mine's got to be The Thing. Again, I've told the story before, but it was just like I was learning the game, and I was just like, let me play tank because someone needs to do it. And when I got on there, bro, I was the wall, I was the bulldozer, I was the damage. It did not matter. If I saw you, you were dying. Okay? It was happening. I found myself, my whole team would be dead, and I'd be just up there fighting the squad, no problem. So, like, it was kind of cool. It was the first one I learned it on. My healers are always going to be... Oh, and my secondary tank will always be Captain America. He is like the Reinhardt of the group. And it's just... He works in a way of just... With Thing, it's about damage reduction. But with Cap, it's like you need to block and you need to dodge as much as possible. But when it comes down to my my healers, we're talking about Rocket Raccoon, again, a DPS that can toss out some heals. They'll float around, and as long as you're near him, you'll get healed by him. Pretty reliable. He has his own self revive for the group if someone dies while the thing's active. And my other one was Jeff the Shark. Just wanting to, I'm like, shoot, I need to just have a main way to heal because my group's just dying too much. Something's got to change. Played some Jeff and I was like, this is it. I could see it because he's pretty reliable. But like, I don't know if you remember one of those chili cookouts. We're literally about to lose. And no, we're about to win, but it's overtime. And they just got on to the point. And I'm like, okay, this ain't gonna work. We gotta do something because we're gonna lose officially. The whole match is over if they score this. Straight up ults the whole squad, spits out the teammates, and jumps off the edge with the enemy. It was perfect. It was glorious. And so, I thoroughly enjoyed Jeff and all that. Damage wise though, we're playing Psylocke 100%. Reliable, consistent. It's ranged. Trying out some Spider-Man, trying to learn him. Wolverine's a little bit weird, not 100% on him. But you know what? I picked up Squirrel Girl. And bro, let me tell you, her acorns hit hard, bro. I'm talking about, imagine taking a sledgehammer to the face. That's basically what happens every time. I don't care who I shoot. I shot Thor with like 4 of them rascals and he died. I was like, oh my god. That is crazy. But the thing is, people don't play Squirrel Girl like that. It's kind of surprising. Because, like, and I think a part of it's just like, it's kind of a joke. I learned this back in Marvel Heroes Omega. Like, Squirrel Girl is kind of a joke of a character when it comes to, like, the meme. Like, she's kind of weird, too, in the comics, but she's straight up a joke of a character in something when it comes to, like, memeing about Squirrel Girl. Because, like, there's so much hate on Squirrel Girl. But opt into the Marvel Rivals, I barely ever see her. But whenever I played her, bro, I was, like, destroying. It was easy. It was like easy mode, pretty much. It was kind of crazy. But those are my damages, those are my healers, those are my tanks. That's what I'm feeling. What I would like to see, though, I want to see them make a whole arcade mode like Overwatch was supposed to, but make an arcade mode where we, as a six-man team, take on some kind of raid and try to clear the points, clear some points, and basically fight. Because the story is saying that the two Dooms are still battling it out. I want to help out with that. I want to actively fight Doom in a raid. I think that'd be pretty cool. I want to help fight the Dracula War. I want to help fight with this the Thor and Loki situation. It's just there's so much. Even Krakoa, they're dealing with Ultron. I want to help out with that because we're fighting Krakoa as team versus team. But as far as we know, ain't really nothing happening. I want to actively be in that fight, and I want to actively deal with the main villains of the story. We don't have to play them. I just want to deal with them.
Yeah, to add on the point about Squirrel Girl, I hate Squirrel Girl. Not that I'm hating on her. It's just I hate fighting against Squirrel Girl. Like I don't know, I think I played with either Brock or Hunter or both the other day, and like I heard like Squirrel Girl's like ult go off, and like my whole squad's in front of me, you know. I'm like, all right, let me go hide behind this thing, and like the ult just completely went all the way past him, bounced off a wall, came right toward me, half my health, bounces off of me, off the wall, backs off of me, and takes me out.
World
Fucking piece
stand?
of
You gotta watch out, bro. You gotta watch out, bro. I'm telling you.
You piece
Like
of
I
shit,
got
bro.
caught like it a couple times with that. Mm-mm.
Are they controlling it, or is it just auto aim?
No, it just
You
it goes
fire it
in a
out
straight
and
line.
it's auto aim. Like it has a little bit of tracking on the idea, like it's going after. I mean, you can't just fire it like willy nilly, but like if you were to fire it at a group of people, like it will bounce in an angle to reach more of them. Like it will do that, and so like that thing hits hard,
Yeah,
especially if he shoots you with that big acorn she throws, bro. It's over.
I'm gonna have to try.
It's
I'm
over.
gonna have to try her.
Sorry, I was gone for a second. My youngest had an accident, so we're switching off
You
the
alright?
pull-ups and trying to do the underwear now. And
That transition is crazy. Oh man, still remember that
Alright.
child that was helping out.
Let's see here. We're getting close to the top of the hour. I think Charm City did post like a link in the chat about Marvel Rivals. I think Seven Ninja, I don't know if you saw it, but you kind of touched on it a little bit. Marvel Rivals announces return of Season 0 Battle Pass. So as to celebrate Marvel Rivals' first anniversary since the first closed alpha test, NetEase announced that Season 0 Battle Pass will return as part of the Galactica's gift event. So like other games, players can purchase the standard Marvel Rivals Battle Pass for $9.90 in-game money, which translates to $10, or the upgraded version for $2,100, which is equivalent to $20. However, instead of having a limited amount of time to earn enough EXP to unlock every reward once you purchase the Battle Pass, it never expires. And saying that, you can't purchase a Battle Pass from a season that has already ended. For example, Season 1 ended on April 11th, meaning players can no longer buy it. And that also applies to Season 0, which ended in January. A large segment of players missed out on the first Battle Pass though, so NetEase is giving players an opportunity to catch up. Okay. Honestly, sounds like a great idea for like people who are really heavy into the game or really getting into the game. I don't see myself spending money on the game, to be honest. Like this and Fortnite are not games I see myself like spending money on. So like Hunter's like usually trying to get me to like buy some battle passes and stuff, or he'll try to send me money to buy a battle pass. Like no, bro. Like I don't want to spend money on this game. I don't play this game enough or care about it enough to like spend money on this game. Like I'm only gonna play it with you guys. I'm like Marvel Rivals is a game like I'm down to play more than Fortnite, but not enough to play on my own. I'm like I only play this game on the cookout and with like you guys, so I don't really see myself spending money on this game. But that's just my 2 cents. What do you guys think
I've been
about
playing
bringing
it-
back Season 0? Oh, go ahead, Brock. You had something?
I think it's
I was
good.
saying, I was just saying, I'm playing it to get better. That way, I can be more helpful to you guys when I eventually play with you again. So that it's one of those. It's kind of fun too. Like I do a lot of the bot stuff, but I'm trying to figure out all the behaviors of each character individually, behaviors of their attacks, right? Just how they act as a character, and maybe even try to do the team ups right too to see if I can get my percentages heightened just by the team up bonus. But go
The
ahead,
one
Ninja,
thing
sorry.
I will tell you, Brock, that'll help you a great deal, will help us as a great deal. Learn as many characters as you can, because
Mhm.
the fact that I know that you know more characters allows me to think of better plans.
I remember like the first time I was playing with the squad as in general, you know, I was playing the thing and I was like, what can I tell these guys to help us win this match? And the more and more I thought about it, the more I was like, I can't tell them anything. If I tell them to hop on Cap, you know, what are they going to do in that moment? Nothing, because they have no idea what they're doing. And I was just
Right.
like, what can I tell these guys that I haven't seen already? So the more you know about each character, the better.
And that's what I'm probably going to do with
You know?
some of my custom games I create. I've gotten us just because the tanks, the healers are more. I have a smaller number of characters you can switch between. I've been trying to kind of focus on doing those more, just that way I can, you know, cycle through whichever tank. Oh, this tank's not working now. Let me switch to this one, or this medic isn't working quite right. Let me switch to this medic, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of the characters I really haven't played as are all the damage dealers. Typically because people take the damage dealers immediately anyway, right? So
Yeah.
I'm usually playing the support role in a lot of the PvP I do, but definitely I'll try to hit more of the damage dealers as I'm doing more custom game stuff. But yeah, no, I in this kind of game I realize the more versatile you are, the more you're helpful to your team. So I've been trying to just cycle through all the different characters I can.
Yeah. I think the last thing I'd want to talk about on this game is that this is a game I probably would spend more money on. And it's only because of the fact that I can see my character. I love a third-person game. I talked about it before, but I can't. The only reason I would even buy a cosmetic on a first-person game is because it's strategically a smart idea. And what I mean by that is that like if I'm on a snow map, I'm gonna have a white outfit on because it's a first-person game. I'm gonna have a white outfit on, but I can't see myself. Say I'm playing COD and I'm playing and first person is the only thing there. I'm not gonna go buy a Homelander skin, you know, and I can't even see Homelander unless I'm in the lobby or doing a finisher. Like it's not happening. But here, like I haven't bought a battle pass yet, but like that Black Widow skin, bro, whoo! I'm thinking about it. All right, I'm gonna put it like that.
5 down bad games.
Yep. I know it's cool that they're bringing a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
I don't
Go
think
ahead,
it
go
will.
ahead.
I'm gonna pull up the deal here that Charm City posted. Let me take a look at it real quick. So the return of season 0. So they're saying they aren't bringing back something that's already happened before, or are we saying that it's cool that they are bringing something back like other people have not before?
They are bringing it.
I think for a limited time, they're allowing you to buy the battle pass, and when you buy it, it'll stay. But it's going to go away if you don't buy it in time.
Gotcha, because that's something cool that Fortnite's kind of doing, bringing back not really the OG battle passes, but like the revamped OG battle passes. Because that new Black Knight, right? Like, I wish I would have had it, but they never back, which makes those skins more awesome when you see him. You're like, oh, I remember he's got that from back when or whatever, right?
Mhm.
But with the OG, it's cool to see kind of like a play on. So that's and I always wish I did have that the OG Black Knight skin. So it's cool to see. It makes it a little bit less special if you bring something back that you only planned on doing one time. But at the same time, like for people that weren't playing all the way back then, are like, oh, that's the most awesome thing I've ever seen, and I have no ability to.
He cut
Older
out.
battle pass come back forward too. So, oh yeah, my internet's garbage. Sorry. What
I don't know if that was me
did you
or-
miss? What was the last thing I said?
You
No, it's
saying
probably me.
it's cool that you that like basically like if you see someone with like a battle pass skin, like, oh, that's the coolest thing ever, but I have no way to get it.
Right? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have to make special things that people want to buy, right? Like, it's cool to bring it back and make it accessible again.
Yeah, I wish they should make some things always available to buy. You know, like if you've never played Fortnite, you know, and you got a Goku skin in there, like that might bring some Dragon Ball fans in there, you know? They keeping it always there.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my 2 cents. You got anything on you got anything else on them bringing back Season 0, 7 Ninja?
I'm good.
All right.
I didn't see anything. I mean, Mantis looks pretty cool, but like outside of that, there's nothing really grabbing my attention right now.
All right. Well, I think now is a good place to end it. It's getting to be that time. So we can get into some pondering topics and stuff next. Nerding out. Let's see. Plug your socials one last time. Any announcements? Favorite part of the podcast. Outro question. Who has the biggest ass in Marvel Rivals?
Pokemon or Digimon?
Besides
Why?
Emma Frost.
Why not?
Besides Emma Frost. That's an easy out. So I am Squall Rush Gamer, podcaster, anime enthusiast, all that nerdy stuff. Got the linktree/Squall Rush. Check out the other platforms. Please follow me on those. Got the Buy Me a Coffee account, just in case there's no donate button from wherever you're watching from. Please check me out on there. I greatly appreciate that. My announcements are that I have dropped a Pokemon TCG Pocket video today. It's the deck I made Master Ball with, so if you're a Pokemon TCG Pocket player, check it out. Of course, it's not 100% that you're gonna win. There were some times where this deck has driven me crazy, because Serena would not flip heads for the life of me when I just needed one, or I just needed one extra heads to win the game. Don't take that out of context. And so yeah, there are some flaws, but it's a good deck nonetheless. As with every deck, no deck is going to give you 100% win rate. No deck is going to give you a non-bricking day, you know? So just be on the lookout for that, or be wary of that. And then I have some more decks that I'm going to be making. I'm going to be streaming some non-meta decks in ranked throughout the night into the morning. So if you are up in the morning or throughout the night, and you do like Pokemon TCG Pocket, check me out and help me build some non-meta decks. We don't like meta decks. Fuck meta decks. Anyways, besides that, whoever's got the biggest ass, definitely Cloak and Dagger has a better ass than Black Widow for sure. Like in that video me and Hunter were arguing about, I was the Cloak and Dagger, he was the Black Widow, so I'm going with Cloak and Dagger. Alright, 7 Ninja, take it away, then Brockstrap.
Okay. I'm 7 into 7. You can find me at Game Jolt, MeWe, and Rumble. To lead you right back to my Rumble channel. I'm a Ninja Connoisseur, anime connoisseur, and I recently did a video talking about would these top 3 games, Elden Ring, Helldivers, and Marvel Rivals do so well in a world, in a timeline where gaming is in an all-time high. It's been in an all-time high for a long time. So that's the question I've asked. Hope you check it out. I did a solo review of Devil May Cry, the one we talked about during the podcast. So check that out as well. To hear, I guess, basically me say the same thing I said here, but in a more lengthier way. Anyway, I think I didn't say my favorite part of the podcast. You know what? It's probably when Dionysus was saying some of that crazy stuff. Like, it was out of the world, you know? That was pretty hilarious. I'm always enjoying when we get together and we talk about an anime. Maybe we'll go over season 2 together, or we'll see. Remember, Fire Force will be next nerding out. So guys, come by and check that out. And who has the biggest ass? Okay. So we're not saying Emma Frost. All right. So I'm gonna have to go with Squirrel Girl. Okay. She's got that build. Okay. She's got that build. All right. Everyone else has a similar build, but she's got that thicker. But maybe butch is the word I'm looking for. But she's got that thicker. She's on the thicker side of things. I'll put it like that.
All right, Brock. Since you got the kid in the room, say cake instead of the A word.
Go ahead and check me out, Brockstrat55 on YouTube and on Rumble. Typically, Rumble is where I'd like to do most of my stuff. But I do have some Pokemon Sun I'm starting to work on. Obviously, all my stuff with Squall I'm uploading as short video format instead of our full lives like he has on his channel. And I have some old playthroughs that I'm done with, and probably also deserve a view if you're into that kind of stuff. So check his channel out on Thursdays, like I was saying, for our live stream together. And best cake on Marvel Rivals, I'm gonna have to go with Groot. Groot's got it, man. He's the he's also got that wood too, you know what I mean? So no, I'm kidding. I really haven't played with a whole lot of characters. And honestly, I'm not really even paying attention to that aspect of their player model. But the only time really is when you're in the pregame, little area before the doors open. So I guess that's a good chance to look. But I might have to agree with Cloak and Daggers because that's really the only one that I don't know. I of all the characters I've chosen that I really pay any attention to. So.
All right. Actually,
no, that was the question. Never mind. I was wondering what the outro question was, but I already answered. So.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. You got it, bro. Alrighty, peeps. That's their platforms. Please hit them with some follows. And that's it for the Nerding Out podcast. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for viewing. Thank you guys for watching. Thank the panel for being here. It was a good one. Make sure you check out Devil May Cry, Marvel Rivals. If you're interested in that sort of stuff. And we will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Goku's a bad dad.
Yeah, alright.